head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just going to line up here for Lazzy. He's going to find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. Pentakill.
Priestley with the quad feet.
Gets the ace. Available, just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
My name is Jackson Brown, joined alongside John Billabang Zuadima here for the Saints R6 game tonight. John, how are you feeling about this one? How do you think St. Clair is going to do?
I'm pumped to watch some St. Clair R6. I haven't seen them so far this season, so wasn't able to catch that Friday game, but I'm excited. First game of the NJCAAE division, so we did see the COD team do pretty decently well yesterday, I'd say. So definitely looking forward to seeing how the R6 team does, see if they can follow in their footsteps.
Completely agreed with you there on that one, John. So we will be playing Barton College here tonight. Barton Community College, actually, sorry. And it's going to be playing your St. Clair Saints, as per usual, in a best-of-3 series here tonight in the NJCAAE. Such a long little title there.
It's a long acronym.
Yeah, for sure. So, your St. Clair Saints, they started off well over in Collegiate R6. They're 1-0 here to start us off, and that was against Iowa State, I believe. So, good stuff there. Tonight, it's going to be a little bit easier on the Saints. I think we were talking beforehand. Barton, not as much of a known R6 school, where your St. Clair Saints are in the Premier League for Collegiate R6. So most teams in this NJCAA league are actually very familiar with St. Clair's roster. However, St. Clair's roster not as familiar with the rest.
Definitely makes a landmark in the league when people know who you are before you even getting into games. And I think the R6 team looking to dominate here. They started off well, 1-0 already in the league, so looking to try and make it 1-0 in this league as well. I think the guys are definitely going to be building up their chemistry, getting ready for this one. And, no matter who your opponent is, you always got to be ready because you never know who, can pop off in a game, who can have a good game, and how your team's going to coordinate and how their team's going to coordinate.
Yeah, completely agreed with you on that one there, John, once again. So, St. Clair Saints, I believe we have those maps here tonight. I don't know if you've completely remembered the order of them.
Clubhouse is map number 1, and Saints are going to be starting on attack. And then map number 2 is Oregon. Yeah, yep. Oregon. And then map number 3 is Cafe.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to see that map 3, but if it does end up going to a map 3, I'm fairly confident in the Saints to take Cafe. It's one of their most experienced maps here. And, they have every little nook and cranny locked down on that map there and that sorts of things. But I feel like they should be solid on those first two maps, being, the Oregon and whatnot there. So they should have really not a whole lot of problems. One thing I do want to touch on is in NJCAA, OSA is not banned. And that OSA, if you guys are unfamiliar, is the new operator that just came out in the last couple weeks. And is what I've heard is fairly interesting operator, has a lot of unique.
Yeah, she's very very strong. So she has her gadget she can use is a completely clear shield that she can not only carry around with her, but she can place on doors and windows and attach to it. So it gives the attackers huge advantage in peeking these windows because they have a lot more. Whereas when you're playing a blitz, you have your tiny little shield, little hole in the shield that you can see through. But for her, it's completely clear, so you can see throughout an entire room, and you can play pretty safe behind that glass. So it's definitely an operator that is going to be taken very much advantage of if people want to use her. So it's going to be interesting to see, do teams decide to take advantage of it? It's only been out for a couple weeks, so there are some counterplays that maybe we haven't seen for her yet, or maybe teams are saving. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone's going to be able to find an answer for her.
Yeah, I completely agree. And it's very interesting for it to actually not be banned out in this league as it is, and throughout pretty much any other league. So I'd be fairly interested if it does come out tonight. I know St. Clair Saints are kind of more or less, kind of saying, Barton probably don't know how to use the operator to its full potential, right? So don't know if you want to waste a ban on that or if you want to ban just to make yourself feel safer with it or whatnot. Sure. So we'll see what happens overall at the beginning of the game, the bans and protects and whatnot on those characters. However, it'd be pretty funny to see that come out tonight and just see it get used and whatnot. But do you have any score predictions for this series?
I have to go with the Saints on this one. Obviously, you're saying maybe a 7-1, 7-2 we're looking at. I think Barton will be able to get a couple rounds off of him, but I think Saints just so well coordinated. These guys have played together before, and Jake at the captaincy is always going to be a rock solid part of this team. So I got to go with 7-1, 7-2 Saints taking the series.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to completely agree with you on that one, right? I mean, I don't want to underestimate Barton by any means, but the thing is not really as much of a known kind of set of team players and whatnot, not as big in the community or whatever, right? So it's really gonna make things, the St. Clair Saints also a lot more confident going into this game. So that's. It's a double-edged sword there. Could be good, could be bad, could make them get a little bit over-aggressive and make some not as ideal plays. However, with that score prediction, in fact, I do think the Saints will take game 1 7-2, and I think they'll take game 1 7-2, and I think they'll take game 2 7-1.
Okay, so you're going the reverse.
Yeah,
I see how it is. Okay, but I think we're very confident in the Saints. I think they're going to do really well in this series. Guys looking like they're just prepping up, getting ready for this game to start here in just a couple minutes. And I want to kind of talk about the maps too. You're going to have Clubhouse and one Oregon in the second. Oregon, I'd say a more defensive side of map. There's a lot of ways you can play around dorms upstairs and basement that are really good for the defense. So it'll be interesting to see, how the Saints will be attacking on Clubhouse, and then I believe that means they'll start defending on, or they'll have choice. Yeah, so they'll start defending on Oregon. So it'll mean they're gonna have the advantage, I'd say. And I feel Clubhouse can be a pretty good attacking map as well. So I feel like they kind of take the advantage of both of those maps with their choice.
So I really do feel like the Saints will win out on pretty much every round except for the ones they're forced onto like the bad site, right? So like there's obviously bad sites for the defense and there's obviously bad sites for the offense, right? So I think that the Saints will lose their bad sites just because of how the game works, kind of. Sure. But I think those sites that are like fairly easier to take, they shouldn't have really any kind of problem there. It should just be fairly organizational for them, pretty much, like bread and butter work there for them. So we'll see what happens here moving forward. But yeah, like you were saying, there's a lot of interesting things there about those maps. So now that we talked about the maps a little bit, let's talk about the rosters here going forward. And we're going to bring up a little bit of a roster slide here. Here is your Saints roster. Let's start us off with Matthew Energize Sorensen. He had a banger of a game against Iowa there, absolutely fragging out. So really good pickup there. Corson Noxu Haddad, he is one of the rookies here as well. Came in a little bit late here in the semester, but now he's here on campus, ready to go. And he had a little bit of a rougher start there in the game 1, but I'm expecting a full bounce back here from him. I was talking to him a little bit there, and I think he's going to play fairly well here tonight. I think he's actually going to really excel here tonight.
Yeah, and I was going to say, for a lot of guys, for rookies, obviously it is tough to... That's that first game of collegiate where you're going to be on stream in front of lots of people. Sometimes people get nerves and that happens. But if you bounce back in round number 2, of that one, it's definitely looking better here in game number 2.
I anticipate a big bounce back from Noxu tonight, and a big performance from him. Moving forward, Dylan Rapid Chapman, also one of those players. Highlight performance there against Iowa on Friday. And I'd expect nonetheless here again tonight. I'd expect him to. I bet you he's gonna have a 15-kill game here tonight. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Prediction.
Yeah, and then following us up, we got John Vazdex Tilipano. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I'm hoping the best here. Vazdex is gonna call me out for it after.
It's okay.
And finally, the coach, the player, Jake Jambies, Brian D. I love that his last name is Brian D. from like video game high school.
Brian D.
GG's Brian D.
It's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah,
we'll call him Brian. D,
yeah, Brian D. I mean, he'll love us anyways. It's all right. So here you can see the guys on screen now. The 5 players we just listed in order. Corson Noxu up there. Rapid, Vazdex, Gangstology. Oh, I forgot his name. So his name is give or take. He goes by Energize, but his in-game name is Gangstology. So for your guys' sake, the viewers' sake here tonight, we'll be going with Gangstology once again here. I also love the name. It's kind of funny.
It's a pretty good name. Energize, not bad. Gangstology, I like that a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. So St. Clair Saints all looking there. Obviously not crazy fired up. They know they are the favorites going into this one, but they're just ready to go. They're locked and loaded. They're focused up and just going into lobbies and stuff like that right now. Actually, before we hop into anything kind of here, but I mean, we said a lot here. Let's take a look at our sponsors, because you know what? This production would not be able to go on without our sponsors.
Always got to appreciate the sponsors.
I completely agree.
Always.
So, and with the first one, welcoming Crunchyroll. They are going to be a sponsor just joining us here this year, and you guys can get a Crunchyroll free premium trial for 14 days at crunchyroll.com/Saints. You don't want to miss out on that one. Crunchyroll, essentially the Netflix of anime. So if you guys are interested in getting a 14-day free premium trial, you guys can head over to crunchyroll.com/Saints. Moving on with the rest of our sponsors here, as you know, they're all equally contributive. It's going to be Crunchyroll Tim Hortons, Subway, the St. Clair SRC, and the St. Clair College Alumni Association, all helping us so much throughout this broadcast, and would not be able to put this show on without them. So, huge thank you overall to all those players, and a quick little shout out for our apparel, as it looks so nice.
I know, I was gonna say the jacket looks so nice on you today, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate it there. So the Saints merch, it's gonna, t-shirts, jackets, jerseys, crew necks, hoodies, hats, masks, you name it, we got it. All high quality, great designs. That's gonna be at acquire.ca/Saints. If you guys are interested, head over, once again, acquire.ca/Saints. It is a great little website there, very easy to use and navigate and whatnot, and the merch always looks great. So we're just going to be waiting on one player here to join up, and then we should be good to go. And all these players just getting prepared. You can see those little sleeves on, able to move their mouses a little bit easier. I heard that's what we were talking to them last week, and that's what they were saying. They're like, they wear the sleeves so it causes less friction on the mouse pad, so they can slide their arm across the mouse pad a lot easier. Hey, anything helps.
It's interesting because I don't feel like I see it in that many other esports. It just seems like R6. It is a big thing. I've seen it on a few pro players do it as well for R6 specifically. So I guess maybe it's just they want more room to move around.
I feel like R6 is one of those more slow and methodical games where you
100%.
peak angles, not one where you're getting your arm and going you know what I mean, right? So overall, at the end of the day, hey man, if they feel comfortable wearing it, I'm happy with them wearing it too. So
obviously they're pretty good. They're on the Saints, so whatever is gonna help them is gonna help them out. So
for sure,
definitely interesting move there. But yeah, so one player left, and I just want to talk quickly about St. Clair's team. Obviously, they did really well on Friday, and you got to kind of temper your expectations. Obviously, collegiate R6, the Premier League is a lot
way different,
heavier hitters than you would have in this league. But every single game, you got to take something away from, right? Even if you're blowing the other team out or something like that, you still got to try and take stuff away. So, what do you think is important, even if you're starting to win the game and starting lopsided? Is it important to keep your fundamentals, or is it just kind of have fun, let off some steam? It's the beginning of the season.
I say you got to keep those fundamentals, man. You don't no matter how easy you think the match is going to be going into it, got to keep the fundamentals, because you can easily lose those habits. You have to keep those habits intact, those fundamentals, and just use it as practice time, right? And confidence, like I was saying just probably 10 minutes ago or so, confidence is a double-edged sword. It can bite you in the back, because if you get way too over-aggressive on some plays, it could really hurt the team. But I think the Saints should do just fine. I think they'll keep composure. They might get a little overconfident, if anything. I think it's going to be Vazdex who's really going to come through, and he's going to start just flying in there. Vazdex is already a very aggressive player as is. He's going to be the one that you're going to see entry frag here majority of the time here tonight. But I would expect it on another level here tonight, now that the competition might not be as strong as an Iowa State roster. So Vazdex, I feel like we might see him inside entering buildings within 20 seconds of the round.
So one thing we didn't talk about actually is operator choices. So what are some operators that you may have seen on Friday that you're expecting to see here today too?
The sledge for sure, because it opens up so much of the site that it really can just give them so many angles here when on the attacking side and whatnot, just to try to really break through and find their opponents. It's just a very basic one. Can't really think of too many else that I've seen consistently come through from these guys. I know we saw a couple interesting ones last week, so I'd be interested more of seeing those special unique plays come out with the operators. That's one thing I'm really excited to maybe see here tonight. Operators we don't see daily, ones that are sometimes barely make it through bans, stuff like that. That's why I'm really excited. That's what I was talking about Osa not long ago, right? I would love to see Osa come out just for the memes.
Well, I think it's for the memes, but it's also, it is a new operation. It is a new season, so it is going to be a lot of new strats coming out. It's a new year, so a different team look. Obviously, some guys more proficient on some operators than other ones. So, like any other game, there are specific characters that you can play that maybe you're better at. So it'll be interesting to see what some of the rookies might bring out this year. Something that they maybe have a pocket, a Rumi, for example, or something along those lines, where they can pull that out and do really well with it. So. Yeah, it's up to the guys really what they want to do, but I think Sledge, I'm surprised we won't see an Ash. Ash, I feel like, is a very proficient in this game as well, so I guess we'll see what we're going to have here in just a few minutes.
Yeah. That indeed, and just got word that we do have BCC's roster, so let's
We'll
take
throw it
a
up.
peek.
Yeah,
we
we'll throw it
got
up.
time. We got time. We got nothing else going on.
There we go.
But yeah, so BCC's roster will be here as well. I'm a Toaster 5000.
Nice.
We're starting off with these great names here. I'm a Toaster 5000. I think the second one's pronounced Jester, spelled JSTR.
Oh, there we go.
And we're actually loading in here now, so I'm not going to be able to finish quite with the roster that I had on
That's okay.
screen. But
We'll
we're
see
going to be
them in
going,
game.
yeah, for sure. We're going to be going into these bans here now. Very excited to see those come through, and very interested to see also, what actually gets banned. And will the side of Barton ban Osa? That's one thing that I'm very interested in seeing. Like, I know I've talked about it so much here tonight, but it's been one of those big things because every other league that these teams are playing in is... Thatcher gets banned. Okay, so
Thatcher, definitely a high ban pick rate on Thatcher. He's just so strong with those EMPs that you have to. He counters so much of what defenders want to do. You have to kind of ban him out.
He's a very typical ban that we see quite often. So what are we gonna see here from the Saints? It is going to be Hibana getting banned out here. So that's going to be a little bit of an interesting one here as well. Now we got the defense side bans coming through.
Yeah, and I want to point out. Both attackers now banned out, so Osa is up and available if someone does end up wanting to play it.
Yeah, and that's a big thing, right? I mean, like we were talking to the Saints before, they aren't crazy confident in, BCC's ability to maybe use it to its full potential. So, and I feel like Barton might be feeling the exact same way. So here we go. Another ban going to be coming through for the defense side in just a couple seconds. This one could be a little bit interesting. And we are going to see Malusi.
Okay, and not a bad. I do like that on the defensive side. Obviously, Valkyrie with her cams gives a lot of room. Malusi, it's very hard to get rid of that bot that she puts down because she puts it down in specific places behind doors there. It's really hard to get access to, and it slows down any attack you want, especially for St. Clair. Like you were saying, Vazdek's looking for those entry frags. He's gonna have a lot tougher time getting in those spots that he wants to get in when you have someone like Malusi on the map.
So finishing off with that Barton roster, we got I'm a Toaster, Jester, Double Gonomics, Salty Archer, and Urfy 9.
Urfy 9.
So those are some pretty interesting names there. Thugonomics. Look at we got Gangstology and Thugonomics.
Oh, so we're actually gonna see a swap onto Thunderbird here. So relatively new operator, just came out in the last season. So definitely something interesting we'll see here. And we'll start on CCTV room and cache. So typical A site is going to be taken here. That is the best, I'd say the best room to defend on Clubhouse. So nothing too surprising here from Barton. And we'll see how they try and line this one up.
Yeah, so this 40 second prep time coming through here from Barton, just getting everything kind of locked up here at this bomb site. And it's going to be your St. Clair Saints, as we were saying, starting on the attack here early. They're just going to be getting their drones through, trying to spot out any kind of intel they can, figuring out where these bombs are going to be. I'm sure they can assume that it's probably going to be here, and so there's probably not a huge surprise there from them. But St. Clair's College's push is about to start here now. Let's see if my prediction of Vazdek's getting very, very aggressive here pans out. We're going to hop on his POV here a little bit early into this round, and he is full on running, making his way as fast as he can to this site. Already shooting out some windows, and now looking to shoot at a door and maybe make his way through.
Yeah, he does opt to Sienna, so he has a lot of options here with his projection. And interesting, we see a Jaeger, a Smoke, a Cade, Thunderbird with your healing drone, and a Legion here as well. It's a lot of info they can use early with that Legion. Looks like St. Clair.
Yeah, so Vazdek going to be blowing up a couple holes in the wall with his nades, trying to provide him some sort of angle, kind of using it very similar to like a sledge or a shotgun of some sort. But yeah, they're going to be trying to break down some of these barriers here, providing them with some point of access. But Thugonomics will take down Rapid, but Vazdek's there early on the trade. And I would like to say my prediction was right about Vazdek's. He was inside the building within the first 20 seconds here. And now with all these holes built up, he will get poisoned down here a little bit, but nothing crazy concerning.
He got Toaster.
Oh, he did.
So Toaster is down, but he can be revved. Yeah, so he revved on the...
He caught him again.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. He revved on the Salty Archer drone, but it wasn't enough to keep him down.
Oh, he caught that. Urfy 9 is down as well. So that maybe can get rezzed, but oh my god, Vazdek's now getting just completely farming. Urfi's down all up to Jester. Jester isn't really in a position for a res. And it's pretty much right now Jester's getting it cleaned up.
Vazdex get an ace to start
my
us off.
God.
Absolutely popping off.
Oh my God, yeah, he was, like, that's what I mean, like, didn't I not say that I was
It's
expecting
true.
one of
You
those
were
pop-up performances from
yeah.
Vazdex here? I mean, he's just so aggressive, and with that aggressive personality against a, you know, not as strong of a team, he's just going to reap the benefits.
Yeah, for sure. And it's very worrying for Barton because arguably that is the best defensive point you can take on this map.
And they just lost
they
it
lost
dramatically.
completely. So
Yeah.
definitely gonna have to rethink. Maybe they want to switch to another spot here. And looks like St. Clair will get the 6th pick, and we'll see if they elect to use it or not. They might just skip over it. But yeah, we see the same Vazdex on Iana again, Gangstology on the Maverick. And Maverick and Ace on that outside wall were able to just destroy it completely. There wasn't enough electric reinforcements on it to keep them out. So it's so hard to keep track of stuff when it's coming from bedroom and from the garage and from outside. So just kind of got overwhelmed, couldn't cover all the sites, and Vazdex just reaping the benefits.
Yes, indeed, that is the case. So now that 1-0 going to St. Clair's favor, really just going to put the racks up against the wall here. Already early into this one, especially because, just as you were saying, that's the best site. You know, you can't really get a much better. You can't blame the site for a round loss, right? I know you can do that a lot of the time in R6. You know, be like, oh, we lost that round because the site was here, so and so, whatever. So not going to be really the case here. You can't really say that. So it's going to be the Saints just coming through, and that's got to definitely make Barton concerned here early. Like if Barton didn't know the St. Clair R6 roster before, they definitely do now.
Oh yeah, big time. We see a couple of operator switches here, actually. We got the Zofia for the boys from Barton. So, interesting switch there. It looks like they're going for the same site. It's going to be rough. They're going to have to try and defend this outside wall and not allow Ace and this... sorry.
Bomb located by attacker.
More like me. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, they're going to have to try and hold this outside better because they're just getting exposed by this Maestro outside.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really hard for them to try and figure this one out. Or Maverick. That's what
Yeah,
it is. I
Barton.
couldn't remember his name for the life of me.
Yeah, Barton is playing a little bit farther away from the site than they did previously, trying to get, like, you know, provide their area of coverage here a little bit more so they don't get just kind of pinched in towards the center of the site. So we'll see if that works out for them. But Vazdex is now 6-0 to start us off, and he is not slowing down anytime soon, but there he goes. He will go on to Jester. Duggan almost takes down Noxy. Rapid there on a trade, but Jake going to go down not long after. Now a 2-on-3 Rapid and Gangstology. Two of Saints, you know, better players, I would say. You know, more stronger players are going to come through and try to clutch this one up here now, and that is Rapid opening us up nicely, and he finds another Rapid farming here, bring out the tractors. Now a 2-on-1 Urfi, now going to be the last player for Barton, and it is St. Clair in the favorite here.
He does get spotted out on the drone, so they will know exactly where he is. Urfi fighting for his life. He's just trying to peek the doorway. Will he be able to get a shot on the player on site? He does get one, actually. It will down him. 1v1, but that's going to be at Urfi. Going down to Rapid, and that's going to be round number 2 going to St. Clair.
Yeah, Rapid and Gangstology are playing really good trade positions there, so they could easily come through and get that trade. One big advantage that Barton actually had in that 1v2 is that the diffuser was down. That was on JM Beast's body, so they were not able to recover it, but doesn't matter. They got the frags. They come out with the round, but Barton playing a lot better in that round than they did previously.
Yeah, for sure. A couple quick trades happening there. They actually went up a person, but that pick and garage was huge. Even though he did go down, that pick and garage was massive because it brought it even, and they were able to locate the diffuser and get somewhat control of garage before it was taken by the guys from Barton again.
Yes, agreed. So doesn't seem that we're gonna get any 6-pick initiated here.
So it looks like they are switching to basement too. So they decided that cache and CCTV was not the site they want to try and hold. So they are going to switch to basement here and try and hold this. I'd say still a pretty good position to defend, but definitely a lot more entry sites for St. Clair to take advantage of.
Yeah, at this point, Barton is just kind of, I feel like, more or less scrambling for answers, just trying to find something that might work, because the first two obviously didn't work out too hot for them. So they're just going to continue to just try to find maybe something that they can get something to work on, something that might hold the Saints back here a little bit. They're just testing the Saints offense really right now and seeing what's like kind of good, what's not, etc., etc. So yeah, as we were saying, that Barton will be moving over to the basement, and St. Clair definitely going to have that knowledge. You know, St. St. Clair could probably assume this too, that, hey, Barton knows that this site didn't work, this site didn't work, so probably headed towards basement. So that is what's going to be the case here now. And now both these guys from the Saints are looking to go and break through into this site. So maybe we see some players early entries, and wow, Rapid already inside here just 15 seconds into the round.
Yeah, so they know they moved out to basement from the drone, so he's not too worried about what's going to happen here in garage. And it seems like we do have an alibi too as well on Barton, so a little bit more coverage on those doors, but still not going to be too worrisome for St. Clair here. And I think the basement here is definitely going to be a lot slower push. They want to make this really calculated in how they want to play this one out. They are pretty spread out here, but Vazdek's looking for
He's in a good angle.
Yeah, he definitely has a good angle here. And wall isn't reinforced, so he can actually shoot through that wall if he wants to.
Oh, that drone's going to spot out so much intel.
Does see one player there. Mozzie will be spotted out.
Oh, great nade. I love this. Vazdex is playing this perfectly. That player will move. Smart play from him. Vazdex might get shot from the left. Yeah, he actually will. Actually, no, not from the left, but Thugonomics will take him down on a nice little wraparound little angle there. And Rapid going to answer back. Takes down Urfy9. 4-on-4 in play here. Everybody kind of looking for angles at the moment. But, oh, I think Rapid's just in such a lethal spot right now. This util could go massive for him.
Yeah, it was definitely a good alibi holograph. Did end up getting him. But, ooh, he's going to put a little damage on the alibi standing behind that barrier. But he will get it alive. Alibi will just end up going to this healing from Thunderbird and will be okay for the moment. So, still a 4v4, but, ooh, Thugonomics picking up another kill, actually. He's going to draw it to 3-4, and this is still a lot of time for St. Clair, but down to 3 players, not looking as good as it was in those first 2 rounds.
Yeah, the time is definitely ideal for them. Rapid will spot out a player, but not able to find anything. And Rapid finding a frag is definitely a big deal. Like, Rapid's in a great spot to find frags. It all just comes down to the end of the day of him being able to actually locate an enemy and go and, you know, clean it up. There is a great angle for Noxu as well. You know, St. Clair, they have amazing angles here, just keeping players in their set position, but they don't really have an entry yet.
They're going to have to pull the trigger here
They have to.
very soon. And, oh, he's going to get spotted out, but nice job by Rapid to pick up that kill. So 3-3, 40 seconds left here.
That's all they needed to really open up a push a little bit more.
St. Clair, ooh, Thugonomics picking up a triple in this round already. He's doing really well. Let's see if he can get shots here. No, Rapid not being able to pick up that frag. Is going to advance on the site. One will be behind him, though. He's going to get picked off.
Yeah,
it's
Rapid.
All up to the captain here. Can JMB call one off? Yes, he can. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Toaster got it.
No, so, yeah, Rapid, he has been getting terrible timing throughout this game. I'm going to be completely honest. He really just, like, feels like as soon as he turns his back, it really just seems he gets right up. But we are going to have a tech pause here quick. A little bit of an audio issue, I believe, on the Saints end. So we're going to get that one sorted here. But Barton did get their first round on the board. Good stuff from them overall. And that's actually only 3 rounds into the game. They already have a round on the board. So that's very, very good news.
Thugonomics picked up a triple kill there, too. That was huge because they tried to go through that little hallway down into the basement. Three different operators, 3 different players from St. Clair tried to get in there, and Thugonomics stopped them every time. So he had really good position there, was able to hold that walkway in, and a 2-1 scoreline. First round definitely looked a lot more St. Clair favorite. Vazdex with the ace just absolutely popping off. Last 2 rounds definitely looked winnable for Barton, and obviously the last one they ended up taking it. So definitely looks like as they go on in these games, it's definitely improving for them. They're looking a lot better, and I was going to say, it's interesting they wanted to switch off of cache and CCTV to basement there in round 3, because I think they actually looked pretty good in upstairs. Yeah, and so that's going to make Barton their ideal spot to be the basement, obviously, here and now. However, they can only get that basement pick so often, which is really going to help out the Saints. But I'm kind of wondering, too, was some of the Saints' plays kind of a little bit off that round because of an audio issue? I mean, audio is such a need. Audio is such a need for the game, right? So if they have a couple players with a little bit of messed up audio here, that could definitely cause for there to be an issue. So that's something I am a little curious about in the back of my head, but it looks like the players are ready to go again. The issue is sorted. We are going to resume the timer back into play here now, and everything is looking all good. So, yeah, I mean, at this point in time, Barton, what they're going to take away from that, basement's probably their ideal spot. St. Clair, what they're going to take away with that is they need to fix an audio issue. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think it looks like they will be going back to CCTV. and Cash. So St. Clair winning both times when they were up there. So going to be interesting to see how they played this one out differently than they did last time. I think better coverage in Garage definitely going to help them out. Vazdex in round 1 just dominated from that position. So
Yeah.
if they can hold that and maybe get someone to try and, because they do have the Cade, which he's not blocking off the outside spot that you can shoot right into the CCTV room. So it's interesting to see maybe they bring out someone else to try and cover that. But for right now, looks like they might just go with the same people and go for the same thing and hope they're gonna have better result in the second round.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I think this was the floor that was played round 1, right?
Yeah, round 1.
Yeah,
round 2.
so I mean, you got to drastically change things, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I think they're feeling a little bit more comfortable now that they're a couple rounds into the game, but for that, like, it's definitely like last time we saw St. Clair at this point, it seemed like they broke through with no problems.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like it might be the same way again. It's interesting we see too the Iana pick from Vazdex. I haven't really seen him use his holograph that much, which is surprising because I feel like it's such a core part of
Yeah,
her kit.
it definitely like that's one of the biggest parts of the character of the operator, right? So
Yeah.
that's definitely something that we would like to see used here a little bit more. The early intel trying to come through. Vazdex, when it has been on the second floor, his entries have been a lot quicker. And last time we were here, he did ace.
Yeah.
So I'd expect another big round from Vazdex, personally, I believe. And he finds one early. Like, he just gets a great play call right there. And now this player on top stairs is definitely going to be wary of him, too. That nade could go crazy. Oh, that player just moved. That nade not going to work out as good as I anticipated. Rapid will find one, though, but Toaster going to get a refrag. So 4v3 in favor for St. Clair. Make it a 4-on-2. Gangstology going to take down on the Toaster. All trades come through. Salty Archer and Urfi position are unknown, I believe. But right now, the Saints doing it once again, making the side just look so much easier and nicer, and they just look way more comfortable at this floor.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like Barton just don't really know how to handle the Ace and the Maverick outside. They have no answers for it at all. So right now, Vazdex picking up the double gun. It's just going to be Salty Archer, the only one left here. Just shotgun and nothing else remaining. He will peek out with his SMG here. Not going to catch one. Smoke will go out onto site. He will go down, a little bit of damage here, but Plant will go down by JM Beast, and there's just not really much he can do at this point.
Yeah, he's got about 40 seconds to kill, like, you know, a decent... Oh! Kill a decent bit of the enemies and get a defuse, but Salty Archer gonna go down from Noxu there. Not a big concern from the Saints. They're gonna take a 3-1 lead here now, and I'm sure that's a lead that they're quite happy with to take at this point in the game.
Yeah, for sure. And it's true to see if they maybe want to go for somewhere else, but it's so hard because the other two sites are even more difficult to hold than CCTV room and cache. So I think they just need to find an answer for this Ace and the Maverick outside, because if you're not holding that door, it opens up both sites because you can have a really long sight line. So you're gonna have to find out some way to try and get them off of that, or have some answer in Garage or something else to find some counter, or else they're just gonna run over this site over and over and over again.
Yeah, I personally do think that you know, it's really hard for Barton. It's really hard to figure out a way to shut down something mid-game. That's like they're gonna watch this VOD back and realize, say, hey, we gotta fix this in scrims, right?
Yeah.
That's something that you can sit there and lose rounds, but not be fine with it. But in a game time decision like this, you have to like just try your very best to think of something to adapt to that play call on the spot and just hope for the best at this point. And that's one thing that's really going to hurt Barton here, as you were saying, because every time this point is located on, you know, the CCTV or cache or whatnot, it's just so much more favored for St. Clair. So here we go, round number 5, looking to get underway, and at this point in time, I'd say this is a very crucial round for Barton, because as soon as St. Clair takes a lead by, like, you know, 3 or so rounds, that's when things start to get a little bit out of hand.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like it's going to be on CCTV again, and they didn't really change. There's no operator changes here. They still have the Cade, the Jaeger, the Smoke, the Mute, and Thunderbird here, so nothing too drastic. And there's nothing really to answer this outside push, so it looks like Gangstology will be up on going to the same spot. It looks like they're all just going to do the same thing, so I don't really see how Barton can have success here when the play is really just the same from St. Clair every time.
Yeah, so here we go, looking to get underway, but Thugonomics will take down JM Beast here early. That's actually fairly interesting. Rapid's drone does not see this player underneath stairs. I don't think it actually ever did, as Thugonomics going to find a second here this round on a Vazdex.
On Nitro.
Yeah, and this is gonna be a little bit more difficult for your Saints here now. This drone trying to find something stairs, but still, this drone has no clue there's a player under stairs, but now it does. Rapid cleans it up, and that is a big kill for the Saints, because if he does not find that kill, this round is definitely going to go the way of Barton. But yeah, he does get Salty Archer tagged down, not the frag, but definitely a lot of damage. And now that should really help with the Saints here moving forward. The push is trying to come through. Player advantage still in the hands of Barton, though.
Yeah, they do have control of garage here, which is very important because it allows the Maverick, who didn't really have ability before because he didn't have his ace, now he can actually push onto that site, open that up for the outside. But a lot of players still on site here, so they're going to have a lot of trouble planting this one.
Yeah, but Gangstalgy's got through. He's got through, and he's got that plant. Like, he's definitely got that plant. That's going to now put the Barton on the back foot. Barton doesn't even know, like, this. And they're like, oh my god, like, we have to make a rapid play here now. That will be Gangstalgy getting picked off. Now a 2-on-4. But we do have Thugonomics so weak. Noxu going to take down Salty Archer. Toaster goes down from Noxu as well. Rapid finds one on Urfy. Rapid triple kill. Make it another. Thugonomics going to go down. And Noxu with the highlight performance in this round. Your St. Clair Saints going to take another. Scoreline now 4-1.
That was just absolute utter clutch coming out of Noxu. Like, he just ran. It was a 2v4. Bomb plant was down. They lost their planter early. There was nothing going for them. Gets 2 headshots in a row on 2 different players and 2 different angles. Just absolutely incredible stuff from him. Gives them the 4-1, and I think they kind of own CCTV room and cash. And there's not much that Barton can do about that.
Yeah, and Barton can only play basement so much, right? So that's one thing that's definitely a big point here. Another tech pause, though. Yeah. There is going to be an audio issue once again, but it's not going to be from the player side of things, more or less from a game bug type thing. So just going to probably give the game a quick restart, rejoin the lobby, and we should be back off to the races like nothing ever happened. However, St. Clair Saints with that 4-1 lead, as I was saying, Barton, they definitely needed that one. They definitely did, in my opinion, 100%. Because once they go onto the attacking side, I feel like they're going to struggle more. And that's got to be a concern for them. But the one thing that is favored for Barton here is they are going to be headed to basement again, I believe. Actually, no, we're not. It's actually going to be Church and Arsenal.
Yeah, their basement. It's a B.
Okay, yeah.
So they are going to be basement. So they are finally getting a chance to go back there, maybe claim themselves another round before they switch out. But realistically, even if they do take this round, St. Clair's still up 4-2. If they can find a way to defend cash and CCTV and defend basement just as well, then it's kind of just over for Barton.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? So I believe, okay, so we have 2 rounds remaining on this half. And, I mean, Barton personally need at least one, ideally 2, both, right? But if Barton can't manage to get 1, I do not see them coming back and winning 5 in a row or whatever. Yeah, 5 in a row to force an OT. That's just a little difficult there. So we'll see, but the tech pause still in play here. Just waiting on this player. Going to be, I think it was, I can't remember, Vazdex. Yeah, Vazdex. Just still waiting on him to join back here now. So not really a big concern, but yeah, audio bug confirmed. And
not much you can do about that. But yeah, let's just talk about Barton actually playing pretty well in these rounds. Obviously, both round 2 and in this last round, they did have an advantage in players on the plant. But the garage control was so good for St. Clair that they could hold both sites and hold the planter all at the same time. So no matter who came into that site, they were caught in the crossfire between the players outside and the player in garage. And we saw Vazdex in the first round. We saw lose Noxu there. They just dominated garage, and that made such a difference in post plant.
Yeah, I completely agree. And the fact that the Saints were able to get that plant down. Oh, we have a 6th pick from Thugonomics coming through. That's going to be interesting.
Vigil.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one, I'll tell you that much. So a Vigil coming through as a 6th pick. Haven't seen him at all so far in this series. So a new face. How do you think he's going to play out into this team comp?
I mean, it's really going to be interesting. I think one thing that's really huge here for them is the fact that they're on basement with that pick. I mean, that's why I don't think the pick is going to have a crazy factor into this round. I think more the site location is going to have a lot more to do with it. But we'll see here moving forward. St. Clair getting another shot to take down this basement control. But yeah, as you were saying, I think St. Clair in that previous round really getting that bomb down is strictly, not strictly, but it really helped win that round. Like,
Oh, yeah,
because it puts
100%.
Barton on the back foot, right? As soon as that bomb goes down, Barton is the team that has to make a move. That's the biggest thing, right? You want to be the team that's able to sit back and hold angles and play post plants, but not always the case. So here we go, now starting us off in our second last round of this attacking side here for the Saints. As we were saying, Barton looking to get the last 2 rounds here, and they honestly, predicting this round, I think Barton takes basement again.
Yeah, I think they have a pretty good team comp for this. Thugonomics will be running... Oh, I thought he was running the same SMG that he was on the other operator, but he's actually been running the longer range gun, so give him a little bit of more of an advantage in that sense. Looks like they will be taking out this section here, trying to give themselves access to the site through this reinforced wall. And I like the Jaeger pick. I think its poster's been pretty good on it so far. And obviously Thugonomics doing pretty well. Salty Archer. The smoke I don't think has been as effective as he'd like it to be. A lot of times it feels like his grenades aren't going exactly where he wants them to, and so they kind of allow St. Clair into sites that normally would be cleared from those angles.
Yeah, I like this drone placement from Vazdex. I don't think it really will get spotted either, and it gives them a lot of intel. So they don't really see a player down there in the on the bomb site or down through the tunnel. However, they do get a lot of info knowing that there's where players are not positioned. And JM Beast does have a nice little angle here to maybe find something. Will get Salty Archer downed, and Gangstology cleaning it up. That's going to be a drone shot down as well. Just,
Ooh, he's going in.
Oh, wow. JM Beast is in here
Just
real
going for the
quick.
plant.
Yeah, and his teammates fragging out around him. This basement pick is not going as planned for Barton here. Saints definitely turned up and are playing this one a lot different. Rapid finds Urfi as well. Thugonomics will be here, and he will find one on the Noxu. But now that his position is revealed, everybody going to be looking and potentially hunting for him. He does swing, finds that headshot on Vazdex, but Rapid there to shut it down. Your Saints will take the lead now 5-1. And Barton, I anticipated they were going to take basement here, but the Saints just seemed to completely figure out what Barton's play call was on it last time around. And now we will see. Oh, actually, I thought they played one more round than they actually did.
They go six aside. You go to 7. You go to 7 to win it, so you need to get one extra one there.
Yeah.
When you switch sides again, but yeah, like you were saying, it's definitely an interesting look there. Obviously, we were predicting basement would go to Barton, but I think the key there was there wasn't a lot of roaming from Barton. They were all kind of just huddled on site, and when you're down by this much, you kind of get into that mindset of you have to start playing to win rather than playing to not lose. Because if you're all huddled on site, you got all your gadgets around you, you feel safe, but like you see, you open a couple hatches if you're the attackers, and you have so many different angles on the site. It just feels like you're kind of cut in on yourself.
They need to like disperse more away from the
100%.
site and actually provide themselves to, like, you know, because it's not really a terrible thing in the end of the day to play, like, let's say you're in like a 3v2, you have a 1-player advantage. It's not a terrible thing to play like a retake, right? If you have a player advantage, retakes isn't that bad. But with Saints going to the defense here now, I'm going to be completely honest. I think the Saints just win these next 2 rounds and we're finishing up 7-1. Just with us going to the defense side, I think Barton has a much higher chance of winning rounds when they were on defense. However, now that they are going to be going over to the attack, I think it's going to favor the Saints. And then as we go into game number 2 after this game, I think Barton is going to be starting on the attacking side there once again. So the Saints should have an upper hand going into the next map as well. And I think this is just going to make things a little hard here on Barton now, as, you know, these next 6 rounds here, Saints will be on defense. The next 6 rounds, first in the opening, the second game, will be on defense. So Barton is going to be attacking for the next like 12 or so rounds here now.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of attack here. And I like the operator picks. We got Tachanka in there. Always love seeing that guy in the games. Obviously, since it was 2 operations ago, they changed him. Made him a lot more viable, rather than, you know, the old, I'm going to stick a giant turret down here and hope nobody kills me from behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got Tachanka, we got a castle in there as well. So a couple different picks coming through from St. Clair compared to how Barton was attacking with. So we'll see how those play out. And a different site. They're not even going for basement or CCTV, which is what all the other rounds were played on for Barton. They're just going for bedrooms.
And this might make Barton feel uncomfortable, right? I mean, if they're not comfortable really defending a site, are they comfortable attacking it? So far, looks as so as Urfi opens us up with a pick on a Vazdex. A big one at that. Vazdex, a player that's been dealing with that sound issue throughout this one. I hope he has everything sorted here now. But he is going to go down, and now in a 4-on-5. But Urfi does take a lot of damage in the process, so Urfi's pretty much one-tap from anything here now. And it definitely does provide Saints some assistance. But other than that, I mean, Barton opening up with an entry frag is definitely big to kind of shut down the Saints defense.
Yeah, Urfi's still pretty low here, so he's going to have to be careful how he steps. Outside this castle wall, someone is trying to lurk, and that's going to be a pick for St. Clair by Gangstology. So it is going to be 4-4 for both sides, but it seems like the Saints are definitely taking their time on this one.
Yeah, and this laying down position might find him a foot, but... Oh, it does. He gets a bit of tags, and that's big. But Salty Archer will take down Rapid there in the process. So Saints back on the back foot here. Gonna make things a little bit more difficult on them. So I'm almost getting this door down as well. Also a big opening. But there is a player there to answer for it. I believe that is Noxu, maybe? But we'll see. Yeah, this is going to be Noxu here in this position. Just trying to play off this player just on the other side of the door. He's going to send out a little bit of utility. Try to help him out. Does spot out that player, and he finds a nice headshot. That's a beautiful play. Gangstology going to take down Urfi as well. And there, Gangstology goes on the triple kill, leaving everything up to Jester now in a 1-on-3. The Saints turn down the player disadvantage right around as now they're in a 3-on-1, and Jester is sitting here like, well, what do I do now? Yeah, because the thing is, I feel like R6 is one of the hardest games to clutch.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
It is so difficult to make a 1-on-3 clutch or a 1-on-2 clutch. 1-on-2 is obviously a little bit easier, but 1-on-3s are next to impossible. And
yeah, Jester, I think, has just kind of accepted his fate here. He's going to go for the save here. He really can't do it. He's going for the last second push. See if he can get any picks here. He's going to spray, but he's not going to find anyone. JM Beast going to get that last pick, and just dominance on that. It seemed like it was Guyana going towards Barton, but in the matter of 5 seconds, 3 kills go over to St. Clair, and the round is in their favor.
Yep, just like that 6-1 scoreline, your St. Clair Saints going to be sitting at match point as we do head to the operator select here once again. Maybe seeing a little bit more surprises, but we're actually going to be going to the basement defense here now. Something we did see from Barton quite often. Barton, their only round has been on that basement location. Let's see if they can find another one here, but yeah, that's actually going to be very interesting from Jester.
So you are going to see a Montaigne here on basement. Definitely interesting operator to use. You got a Buck, a Ying as well, so maybe a couple comfort picks.
Oh, he's 6-picking.
Oh, he's going to 6-pick it.
So unfortunately not going to see that. Now we're going to go and get an IQ, and that's going to provide them a lot of intel that the Saints don't know. Like, the Saints don't know that pick got picked, right? They think it's a whole other operator, right? So now that's going to be the Saints now, you know, not realizing they're going to be releasing as much intel initially. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays.
It changes how you play around too, right? Because when you have a Monty in the game, a lot of times you know there's going to be at least 1 or 2 other players stacked with that Monty to keep them alive, right? So you're expecting a lot of people to push in for one side, but when you get that 6th pick and you throw in someone else, you can play from a lot different angles. You can kind of spread out the team a lot more. You don't have to play around that person.
And that might be the strat.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of mind games from Barton. They are on match, for St. Clair is on match point, so they're going to have to try and figure something out, pull out a miracle, and try and come back in the series.
Yes, exactly. So we did see JMP shooting a couple shotgun shots through some walls and whatnot, trying to provide them a little bit more of a variety of angles and walkways and stuff like that to move around in. So good stuff there. And we are going to see the side of Barton trying to make their attack here now in this one. I mean, really, at this point in time, for me personally, all I'm seeing is that Thuganomics is carrying the side of Barton right now, to be completely honest. Like, I mean, obviously, Toaster's there as well, helping out, but the other 3 really struggling to get something going here. They do get an opening pick on a Vazix. Vazix has died early here a lot in these past couple of rounds. The entries worked out great for him. He had an ace to start us off, and it's been a little hard for him after that since. Losing his life a lot of the time early in these rounds and forcing the Saints to play at a player disadvantage. They're doing really well at playing at a player disadvantage. It's just you do not want to see that player disadvantage consistently come through the way it has been.
Yeah, for sure. And they will be in basement here, so it will be more of an extended round. We'll see how they want to play this one out. Rapid playing pretty far up here.
Yeah, I
see this hallway, but not going to get punished for the moment. And it's going to stick at a 4v5 here for a while. And yeah, you're saying Vazdex dying pretty early in this one again. It seems like his aggressive nature rewarded him on offense, but on defense, it's got him killed really early in these rounds. And it seems like maybe just tone it down a little bit. Try and find yourself some footing before you go for
Yeah,
those aggressive
I
plays.
know that one of the biggest things he has been working on is staying alive longer, so hey, we might see that slowly come through throughout the season. But Rapid gonna get a shotgun kill there on Urfi, now putting us through the even numbers here, 4v4, making things a lot more comfortable for the Saints on the defense side of things. And they will find another player as well. Gangstology in a little bit of a gunfight there, but will only tag Thugonomics down to half health. But that's a big player to tag, right?
Yeah.
You do not want Thugonomics at full HP. It just makes it easier to take gunfights against him. He does have a lot of intel on where this player went, though, so that definitely does help out the attacking side. Intel is always something big when you are on the attacking side.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of space here opened up by the shotgun on Buck's, on Buck's side. A lot of open space here now he can work with on the ceiling, trying to find out anyone on site, but they are going to be playing very conservatively, not moving too much. Ying going to throw out some flashes. Not going to catch anyone. We'll see all spots again. That's going to be taken down. Noxu taken down there, but a trade coming out. Trade's going out all across the board, actually. Going to be 2v2. Jester picking up a double kill now, so Rapid and Gangstology against Thugonomics and Jester.
The health is so much in St. Clair's favor right now. If you look at things, Jester down below half, and then Thugonomics taking about a quarter of his health off as well. So St. Clair not going to have to deal as many shots of damage to win this one. Rapid going to prove that as he does take down Thugonomics. That's a big, big, big opening kill there. Jester now looking to make his play. Spots one out, but not able to find it. Rapid. I think that was a 4K round for him.
That was unbelievable. But they take the series or the game and go up 1-0 in the series, and it just seemed like every time they needed the clutch, St. Clair found that clutch.
I said Rapid would drop a 15-plus game. 17 that game.
You're right.
Rapid
Predictions
popping off there, and I did say 7-2.
I said 7-1.
They took it 7-1.
They took it 7-1.
So you got that one there. So fairly close predictions though from us.
Yeah.
And there we go. Your Saints only losing on the attack of basement there. So I mean, I don't think they're too much of a concern.
Yeah.
You do see Rapid walking all around, dabbing up the players and whatnot, doing what he does best. And so yeah, just if we build, I don't know if we can look at the scoreboard real quick. Is that a possibility? No, not a possibility.
Not a possibility. It's too bad.
So yeah,
It is
too
what it
bad.
is,
We
but-
are going to be setting up here now for the second map. And yeah, so it is going to be the side of St. Clair taking that series 1-0, as we were saying. And I don't think they're going to be crazy concerned here going into game number 2.
I mean, they looked really good, and obviously they did end up winning the game 7-1, so they did have control of a lot of that game. But I felt like there was definitely times where it was just pure aim that won them those rounds, because there was like 2v3s, 2v4s that happened multiple times that they got the plant down. They ended up winning those clutch situations, but realistic, if you look at it, a lot of those times, that's not necessarily when you should be winning. It should be against a more coordinated team. That is when the trades will happen on that post plant and you're not able to actually win those rounds. So a lot of good clutches by them, but also something to look at, because you can say we just got lucky on a lot of these, and fortunate that our aim was better, but tactically it's hard to say that you're going to win those a lot of the time.
Yeah, I completely agree with you that on everything that you say there. So yeah, just as we were saying, the Saints, they have been so good there on that defense, a little bit better, I feel like.
Yeah.
One thing I want to see on the defense moving forward, as they will be starting defense most likely on this map, it really comes down to Vazdex playing a little bit slower. You know what I mean? Vazdex can't be getting so aggressive on the defense side of things. He was a player that I saw get picked off fairly early here, time and time after again on defense. So I would like to see him play a little bit slower there. It did definitely reward him there on the attack, like you were saying. He opened up with an ace, for Pete's sake, right? Yeah. So, I mean, at that point in time, we'll see how it happens. I know that Vazdex is definitely a big player in this roster right now, as it does determine so much about what's going to happen and stuff like that, right? Because if he can open up a site and get 2 frags early, that's St. Clair's complete favor here. But if he goes down early, puts Barton in complete favor, right? So Vazdex completely, I don't want to say completely controls the round, but he has such a big sway.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting to see what you're talking about. He didn't use his holograph that much, which I think can point to the fact that maybe he just really likes the gun that Iana has, and you kind of rationalize it by saying, okay, I'm really good at entering with this operator because of the gun she uses. But I feel like there's got to be more options that you can use, because R6 is such a big game about utility, right? Like, you got cams, you got gadgets, you got everything in between. So I think maybe, and if you look at it too, he did get an ace in round 1, but after that he was only, I think it was
like 10-7 or like 10-8 or something like that.
Yeah, so like 5 kills are coming in the first round, and then you go, like 6 rounds where you only get 4 kills. So
Yeah.
you are going to have to, if you are an entryer, you need to be at least getting a kill or two when you're going in before you end up being taken down. So definitely something, maybe you're going a little bit too over aggressive, and it puts pressure on your teammates to try and complete these rounds where they are down a person, 20 seconds into
He
a
gets a
round.
ton of intel, though. I will say
Yes,
that
100%.
Vazdex, being entry, even if you don't get that frag, you get the intel of the player who killed you, and possibly some more, right? So that's definitely some big intel to get. I mean, I think he's gonna be completely fine here. It's not gonna be a concern for the Saints.
I think so too.
But I just want to see that entry fragging improvement happen throughout this season. I do think it will definitely come through. And I think that he is the right player to be an entry fragger, though. He does a good job of it. When opening it with an ace is definitely proving
that definitely proves something.
Yeah,
sure.
so looking good here for Barton. What I think, we've said it many times, but when they're on the defense, they need to play farther away from that bomb site and cover more area to not allow St. Clair to get inside as much and not take as much control of that map. So we'll see what happens. We are heading over to Oregon here now. A little bit of a different play style going over on Oregon as well. And Barton could be better at Oregon. I'm not 100%. I don't know which team picked what, or kind of and how the vetoes actually operated on who got map picks and whatnot. But going into Oregon here, the Saints, probably not too concerned on this side of things. So at this point in time, do you have any predictions more for game 2? Are you sticking with the 7-2?
I think it's going to be close. I want to stick with 7-2 just because 7-1 was right on the first one, so 7-2 seems right on the second one. But I definitely feel like there was at least a couple rounds that could have gone Barton's way. So I don't know if it'll be as heavily favored. Obviously, 7-1 scoreline is kind of misguiding because I think Barton played a lot better than that scoreline says, and I think there was just times where, like I said, St. Clair, they had just the clutch genes. Like Noxu had a really good clutch in a 2v4.
It's the experience, I feel like.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like St. Clair has overall better mechanics, but you're completely correct. There's a ton of mistakes that I saw come through from the Saints there. This game probably should have been 7-0. It's not like it really matters, really, but those mistakes, definitely something you want to point out here. We are going to be heading into game 2 here, pretty much right now, but it really is, like I was saying,
are you going to update your prediction, or are you going to stick with a 7-1? Or 7, yeah, I said 7-2, 7-1. So 7-1, or are you going to
I'm going to update my prediction to a 7-0.
Fair. Oh, bold.
Yeah,
bold.
I think the Saints are going to really answer back, and I think the Saints go flawless on defense as they are starting defense here. I do think they take 6-0 on defense, and then they just come through and win that first site location. If Barton takes one round, I believe it's going to be that first round of attack for St. Clair.
Okay.
But we'll see. Personally, though, St. Clair, we did see much better improvement from Noxu. It seems like the nerves are a little bit out here now as we do play Barton. But, let's see these bans that come through. Ace actually going to come out this one. So, now moving on to the defense side of bans. Thatcher and Ace. Thatcher's just a given, I feel like.
I think, it's always going to be something that's going to be banned from both sides. It's so strong. And Ace, the change up on the ban there from BCC, obviously. JM Beast, not necessarily fragging out, but his util was so powerful in these rounds that it just meant on CCTV you couldn't do anything. So they just don't want to have to deal with that kind of Maverick Ace combo.
Completely agreed. Mira going to be the first one out of the defense side of things here. And now the second one will be... Looks like we are going to get Valkyrie. So what are your opinions on the Valkyrie Mira ban?
I think Mira, not as strong as she used to be now that you can melee the glass and shatter it so you can't see through it. Still a really strong operator, though, because you can hold such ridiculously long angles completely safe. And especially on a map like Oregon, you can set up your Miras on either side of basement, and it is so hard to actually access the sites when you have those set up. It's almost impossible to make it happen. And Valkyrie, obviously, always gives you agency. Extra cams are always nice, and they're pretty well hidden most of the time. So a good Valkyrie will really mess you up because you're going to get shot from behind, and you're not going to know where you're getting shot from.
So 6-pick coming from Rapid to Tanka, as you were saying. That could be interesting to come through. I always like seeing 6 picks because it is a great way to confuse your enemy and make them play different. So we'll see. But just like that, I also do like this location here for the Saints. This is one of their better locations to play off of, being Kid Storms on the second floor. And, hey, we'll see. St. Clair got about a half minute here to prep up for this round, get their setups going. Rapid providing some entries for better walkways and stuff like that from bomb site to bomb site. etc., just providing easier rotations for the defending side. But your Saints are just looking to go for map number 2 here and end this one out and call it a night. That's essentially what I'm getting from this right now. Barton, I once again am going to expect another dominant performance from Thugonomics. Thugonomics is easily able to compete with premier players in
100%.
Collegiate R6. Right? I know we're not in Collegiate R6, but Thugonomics looks like premier ready.
Oh, yeah.
Where the rest of the squad is really what's going to make things tough.
Toaster was pretty good.
Yeah,
too. Like,
Toaster played fairly good as well. Thugonomics, I feel like, got a little bit more important kills, though.
Yeah.
He got the ones that were really, like, the kills that could decide the outcome of a round.
And I really want to point out, too, I think the Tachanka 6 pick was actually really big brain from St. Clair here. Because when you look at dorms, the window on the outside, like, that's directly goes into sight is so massive. Because that big window in upstairs, that's where a lot of teams want to entry from, right? But if you have a smoke, it's so much harder to get in that because you can spam his grenades onto it.
Yeah.
So it can't allow you to get in without taking a ton of damage, probably going down. Whereas now that you have Tachanka, you don't have to worry so much. You have a lot more availability for where you want to put him. And it kind of gets into your opponent's mind of, okay, this is a really good entry point, but they have a smoke, so we can't use this as a solid entry point without getting, you know, like tons of damage taken on us. So a little bit of mind games from St. Clair that I really like there.
Yeah, for sure. So Thugonomics will get some intel as he does spot a player. Obviously, they're going to know that this is on Kids Dorms, and they're just trying to make their break, but Toaster getting tagged down for about half his HP here early, not going to be beneficial. Thugonomics will take out some of this barbed wire, providing a little bit more of a passway for him. Going to send some util through as well. It will actually just end up flashing himself, so not going to go as planned, I believe. And now still a 5-on-5. This has been a little bit slower of a pace now getting played out from Barton. I'm wondering if it may be just nerves, but Jester going to take down Vazix early. Gangstology, though, answer backs, take down Thugonomics. And Thugonomics is one of those kills that is big to find early in the round.
Yeah, for sure. Good trade there. Both players getting kills cross map, so super effective there for the Saints. Obviously, still have a minute 20, lots of room. Lots of time left here for Barton trying to decide where they want to go. Looks like the entry will come here on site in a second, so you'll be able to get on upstairs, and this is very important.
I would just like to say I think it is very funny that, like, Gangstology kills Thugonomics. Like, it's literally the same name, just, like, different terms for, like, each word
never
and
thought
whatnot.
about that
And
way. That's
Toaster
pretty
going to actually go down as well. He's just down, though. Potential maybe for a res, but I don't know if we're actually going to see that come through. Maybe. But that's going to be Urfi taken down as well. And, I mean, Jester and Salty, they're good. No, they're going to get the res. Toaster's going up right now. But he is at so minimal HP that I don't think it's going to be very easy for him to try to come through and maybe win a gunfight. As it will be a player spotted. Gangstology tagged down dramatically here now. This could be a concern for the Saints.
Yeah, 30 seconds left in this round. Not a lot of time for Barton to work with here. They are down a person, but no, it's going to be even now. Salty Archer gets Gangstology there. It was pretty tagged up, but he's going to be traded back immediately. JMB's getting one for himself. He's going to pick up double. Toaster getting one, though. It's going to be 2v2. And there's 18 seconds left here. Can they make it on site with this plant? This is so huge. Toaster's still alive. Just barely clinging to life, but he does get Noxu.
Oh.
Jester picking up one more. 1v2 here. Just the Tachanka sitting on site. 6 seconds left. Plant will go down. We'll see when the... Oh, and
No!
Jester gonna get rapid on that one.
No.
Absolutely abysmal. He pre-fired that one too, and he still wasn't able to get that kill.
I'm surprised you can't completely, like, wallbang that
There's
metal.
some stuff is not wallbangable, so that specifically is not the pen on it is not very good. But he was pre-firing that angle,
Yeah.
and somehow Jester pulled something out of his hat and was able to get that one.
I think he was aiming towards, like, through the metal more. Like, he was trying to get the wallbang rather than the, like, swing. And so in that case, it will benefit the side of Barton, and they're actually gonna take round 1. My prediction's already shot.
Yeah, I was very surprised there too, because
the 6th pick.
there was only 5 seconds left in that round when the plant went down. So he could have waited, but he decided to rush that instead of waiting to see if plant would go down, because it would have been really close. That plant would have been very close to not coming down in time. So, but well played to Barton. Jester picking up 3 kills in that round, and that last one was massive. So going up 1-0 in game number 2 definitely makes it interesting.
Yeah, that last kill, as soon as Rapid spotted that player, I'm like, okay, this is a free kill for Rapid.
Yeah.
But, wow, just turned and burned for the side of BCC. So, just like that, we're going to be heading into round 2 right now. St. Clair going to go for the same site, as they felt like they could just probably play it a little bit better here in this one, a little bit more organized. However, one thing I would like to touch on was gonna be
The Echo pick?
can't remember. Oh, IQ pick again. Barton 6-picked IQ once again. So St. Clair might not have a full idea about that 6th pick going on the first round. They probably do, but at the same time, just bringing through that IQ 6 picks again, just going to make a little bit more of a surprise for St. Clair that they will actually, you know, have to deal with that IQ player again.
Yeah, it's an interesting 6th pick, and we are going to see the Echo from JM Beast here, so a little bit of a change. Seeing if you want to change out that operator, he did end up doing pretty well. He got a double kill in that round, actually, so he did pretty well for himself, but I think Echo just, those last second ditch-ins, like Barton did, they were successful with it, but Echo makes it so much harder to try and rush into sites because he will be able to slow in an AoE sort of area, so it definitely helps him out a lot more, and lots of time here. See, they're going for the same site. Do you think they're going to be successful this time, or do you think...
I think they'll be able to clean up their mistakes now that it's a second attempt at it. One thing I would like to point out is Urfy9 is really just above all of these enemies right now, just getting all of that intel with IQ, and that could really hurt St. Clair, but we'll see what happens in the day. Thugonomics is going to go for the same push. Thugonomics didn't work out for him crazily last time around, but I think that Thugonomics might actually be a bit more of a threat from this point early, and he already is showing that as Gangstology does get tagged down about a third of his health due to this Thugonomics push here from the stairs. Could definitely be a concern for the Saints here. And if you are St. Clair College, you definitely do not want to go back 2 rounds early here on the defensive side, the favored side, some may say. So we'll see what happens. But Salty Archer getting a ton of damage dealt on him as well. Going to make him very vulnerable to most of these players.
Yeah, definitely not looking too good here. Flash is going to come out on a site. They do have a Jaeger, though, so he'll be able to stop some of those nades being thrown on. No, nothing too crazy. Oh, JMB's getting the first frag of the round onto Toaster there on the back end. Salty Archer down pretty low as well, so definitely disadvantage here for Barton with just over a minute left in this round.
Yeah, so that's the pick you need if you're St. Clair, right? They didn't get the entry last time around. To get the entry now this time, definitely massive. But Urfy going to find one. Noxu, though, immediately trading that one out. And now it looks like they're going to be hunting for Noxu to get the trade on the trade on the trade. And 4v3, but now a 4-on-2 as Noxu picks up another. And that is going to be Gangstology finding Jester as well. So Noxu proving that he is fitting into this roster nicely here. Now he's currently sitting at 2-1. Rapid going to clean up the last player, going to be on Salty Archer. And St. Clair going to tie up the scoreline now at 1-1. I mean, I'm not too surprised to see St. Clair come out and win this round. I was more surprised to see Barton win that first round.
Yeah, I really think they cleaned it up a lot better in that one. Their trades went well, and the pick from Jake really early in that round helped him out a lot more too. They got a lot of damage onto Salty Archer, which means he couldn't really push in forward, and then Jake getting that pick with about a minute left just meant their push was not going to be nearly as effective as it could be. So 1-1 the scoreline, definitely a sigh of relief from the guys from St. Clair there. May feel a lot better about that side. They are going to move to basement now, which I think is a very, very solid location, and I think they will be able to defend this. And a 6th pick coming in, the Thermite to the Hibana for Toaster this time. So they're using a lot of their 6 picks.
And hey, I mean, I feel like more teams should be using their 6 picks more often. It's such a tool that you get that like you should utilize because it can really mess with your opponent's heads going into these rounds. So it's going to be interesting to see Basement come out here now, though, rather than Kids Dorms, because it looked like St. Clair was more comfortable on Kids Dorms, hence why it got picked out twice early in this game. So now I feel like they're not as confident in their basement playstyle, but we'll see what happens. Barton going to be looking to make the attack here now, and basement, I think there is a little bit less access points. Like I think it's going to force them to drop through roofs and stuff more often than other times, which could be a concern for Barton to actually pull the trigger on when to drop down and stuff. Yeah. I feel like that's such a big thing in R6 is, you know, like knowing when to pull the trigger, knowing what utility to use and stuff when you actually drop down and make that push. But it's such a scary thing to do in R6 as well. Like you're both 100%. Teams like still like 4v4 or something like that, 5v5 still even maybe, and you just have to make a push. It's a complete stalemate, and that's the worst part about being being an attacker is knowing that you have a complete search party waiting for you downstairs. However, you have to go. You literally have to go, or else you're just going to give up the round, right? That's literally your only option. So that's what makes things a little difficult on the attacking side, which might make things difficult for Barton here. And we'll see, but Thugonomics with a very big blast pack here early in this one.
Yeah, I think a really key thing here for St. Clair too is they're sticking with the Arumi and Jaeger, which is a really, really good combo, able to basically you can put up your trap and there's no way someone can take it down unless they come in from the other side of site. So once you have that trap on the door, it's so hard for people to try and get in without being noticed. And information is so huge in this game. So every little tidbit you can get is so powerful. And it's almost like you're putting a wall on that door and saying, no, you can't go in without everyone knowing that you're going to be coming in there. So super key for them. I think it's going to play out really well here in basement because there's very limited access into the site. So you really only have 3 main entry points that people use, and it's going to be super effective.
One thing I will say right now is I think Vazix has dramatically slowed down his playstyle, but it's not benefiting him well.
No.
It's because it's just so uncomfortable for him. I feel like he just wants to run outside right now and get an eye on some players and just frag.
100%.
Like you can see him. He's moved so much this round where a lot of these other Saints players have just kept their position, held their angles and whatnot. But he's made his way around this whole site and back for essentially.
He went up tower and then went back down tower.
Yeah, exactly. He's just looking, trying to check things. Like I feels like he has like ADHD and he just gets really like, you know what I mean? Like he can't stop and can't simmer down there. But we'll see what happens. And I mean, it works out for him though. Vazik's great player, and I'd love to see him maybe get more aggressive on the defense side and catch Barton off guard, because I think if they use that uniqueness of Vazix to get aggressive, he's going to get punished here for it there to Salty Archer, but knocks you there to take down Urfi as well. Now a 4-on-4, but yeah, Vazdex just, I think he's got to use that aggressiveness to his benefit.
Yeah, and I think
they got to let him go wild.
Definitely surprise here, but it's going to look tough for St. Clair because JM Beast and Rapid both at about half HP.
Oh, that headshot.
Ooh, Salty Archer going to pick up a double here. He is up to 3v4. Toaster going to go down as well, though. Trade's going out across the board. He's going to be spotted in the back here. It's going to be a time. Salty Archer picking up a third as well. He's looking for the ace. Going to find one more. He is going to quad. There's one left. Noxu just sitting in this corner. Can he pick off these last 2 people? Gets one. Doesn't get the second. Oh, Thugonomics going to pick up the last one. And Barton take another round.
Barton is looking a lot more comfortable on this attacking side of Oregon. It's just looking like, and it might not even be that Barton's looking more comfortable. I think it's St. Clair's looking uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think Vazdex on this Rooney is definitely a different kind of character and not something maybe he's used to. So maybe that's what's getting into him. Obviously, we've seen him get picked off a couple times pretty early in these rounds, like you saw there. He did get traded out almost immediately, but he was playing that aggressive play style, and he got punished for it. So it looks like he will 6th pick here to something. So he will be on the
6 picks.
Oh, the vigil.
IQ
okay.
again. Like I feel like St. Clair might honestly anticipate IQ coming out here
I
now.
think that's why they're going with the vigil here. So they will go for the 6th pick, the vigil over the Aruni.
It's like a 6 pick to counter their 6 pick.
Exactly. So, and I'm sure they know at this point there's going to be an IQ. It's kind of obvious.
But some information that I just got, like, in between that past round during character select, St. Clair hasn't won Oregon in over a year.
Wow.
So,
okay, maybe this just is not their map then.
Yeah, so St. Clair definitely not going to be as experienced here in Oregon. I feel like this is more or less now going to change to like a pug type style of game for them, where they, like, you know what I mean? Like there's less, what's the word here? Less strats, but more or less just using their pure raw gun skill and
100%.
mechanics to come out and win here. It has worked a bit so far. Like they still have a round on the board. They're not losing by a lot.
Vazdex is right now. He is so far away from Psychus. He wants to try and get.
He wants the frag. Yeah. It's just so hard to get entries on a defense side of Siege. No matter what map you really kind of play, it's not always the easiest thing to do. But yeah, Vazdex, he is not really comfortable in how his playstyle is having to play right now, and it's going to result in him being 0-3 right now. You know, and that's one thing that's definitely a big impact for the side of St. Clair. And with St. Clair not, you know, being as comfortable on this map as much, I feel like the attacking side's going to actually be easier for them. I know I was saying the defense side will be, but I changed my mind. Vazdex gets an entry, and that's what I like to see. Vazdex getting aggressive, finds an entry, and he is really repelling against this IQ.
Yeah, he actually got the bomb down too, which is massive. He's going to have position here. He's going to shove him behind though and trade. Is he going to come out? Salty Archer able to pick that one up. But yeah, Vazdex getting his first kill of this game has got to feel pretty good for him. Obviously, he did end up getting traded out there, but he did have a lot more freedom there. You can see he was causing a lot of problems early in this round. And the Lion, definitely an interesting pick here for Thugonomics. It did kind of rat him out because he couldn't really go anywhere after he got the pick. Oh, Noxu going to get that kill under the desk, but he's going to trade it off in just a second. So down to a 3v3 here for the moment.
But JMBs will take down Salty Archer. So now a 3-on-2 player advantage swings back in favor of St. Clair. Jester and Urfi are both stacked on each
That
other. That
nade,
nade!
oh no!
Run!
Okay.
They make it away without taking too much. They didn't cook the
That
nade
was
long
a
enough.
weird nade. I gotta say that was an odd one. So 3-2, 3-1 now. Beast getting a second kill, going beast mode here, and just gonna be Jester, the only one left. He's gonna get some chip damage. Oh, he's gonna get the kill
Okay.
on JMB. So Jake going down here, but Rapid and Janxology still alive here. A minute 15, so a lot of time, but it doesn't matter. Rapid gonna end the round right there. 2-2 the score, gonna tie it up here in game number 2.
That SMG really looks like a shotgun on the
Yeah, I
feed.
know.
Like, I'm sitting there, like, I think I called out last game he got a shotgun kill, but it was actually that weapon.
Yep.
And it just looks so similar on the feed there.
LMG.
Yeah, so going back to the second floor here now, both teams have won a round on the second floor, and both teams have won a round on basement. So, I mean, we're looking pretty split here right now. Not that a team is looking better on one site or worse. At this point in time, going back to the second floor here for the third time in Kids Dorms and Main Hall. And we're going to see how this one gets played out from Saints. Both 6 picks coming through again. This time, it's not going to be an IQ for the side of BCC. We're going to see NJCAAE come out and smoke for Rapid. What are your opinions on that one here?
I like NJCAAE. I think she's a pretty good op. I think she's maybe not as useful in a higher elo setting, just because you can end up, as soon as that alert goes off on your phone, you tap it. It gives them a little bit of information, but there's usually so much going on mid-round that NJCAAE is not necessarily the best option. I do really like Rapid changing onto the smoke. I think that's going to be super effective. And we're going to see Vazdex back on the Aruni. So they let him have his fun for a round. Did get that opening pick on Vigil, but did end up getting traded off. So maybe they're afraid of this Lion again. Because essentially, if you're playing that Roamer as Vigil and Lion is on the field, as soon as you get that entry pick, you go on Lion, you use your ability, and that Roamer is kind of just dead in the water because you have nowhere to go, you can't move, or you're going to be spotted up by that Vazdex.
Look at Vazdex. This is what he does.
It's cheeky.
This is so cheeky. He doesn't find anything on it, but he does open up that little gate there. Look at him go, dude. This man's on a mission. I love just watching Vazdex play. Like, it's so entertaining just to see him. Like, look at him. He's literally running to the opposite side of the building.
Everyone else is just kind of chilling in the spot. Vazdex is just running across the entire site saying, "This is, you know what? I think we need to open this up a little bit more."
Yeah, so, here we go now. Looking to get into things. Every player kind of got their positioning kind of locked down. It looks like I'm a Toaster is looking to maybe find an entry here through the side window.
Yeah, I was talking
he does
about
have a peek on bomb, but he does get shot down a little bit, but so does Noxu. This is an intense gunfight.
Yeah, I was saying it's really important for this window that they have smoke. So the 6th pick was that smoke. So they are able to cover this window a lot better than Barton may think they could have, because they have that 6th pick in smoke. So they have that kind of advantage of, you don't think that we're going to be able to cover this window very well, but we have someone who's able to just shut you down as soon as you try and come in here.
Yeah, and that's definitely big. Jam Beast gonna run into a player here. He finds one. Does he know one? Another one's behind him. He actually doesn't get traded out, which is very big. He keeps his life. Vazdex gonna get shot down a little bit here, though, from this window. And Vazdex holding this window with JMV's help. I do like the setup right now from the Saints around here, as Vazdex will get rewarded for it. He does go 1-for-1, which is completely fine, but Jake should not have peeked that right there. That is a play where Jake should not have gone for that trade by any means necessary.
Yeah, it looks like Salty Archer might be taken down here in a second, but I think he was trying to escape from the doorway and didn't realize there was one coming across the window there. So maybe just some unfortunate timing. Wasn't quite sure what was happening behind him. Couldn't quite be covered from that window. And like I said, that window is so important for this site, because if you can get through that, you can control site from outside. As soon as you get that bomb down, you are going to be locked on for this. So it's going to be, we have 2 players outside there. So they are looking like they want to plant here. But it's going to be very tough because that smoke is still alive.
Yeah, under a minute remaining, so time is slowly becoming of the essence. And with that, Rapid will take down Urfi. Rapid finds another! That second one he should not have had. And that is going to be Salty Archer there to clean things up. So in a matter of a couple seconds, like, that's what I mean. In Siege, when your team calls the push, you just hope for the best at that point. Like you're going through.
That was just like excellent recoil control there. There's like that SMG has so much recoil on it, but he's been playing it for so long, he knows exactly how it works and was able to land that headshot when he really should have been traded out there.
And that's what we mean. That's what we mean by pure gun skill, pure mechanics.
And experience.
The experience, right? That's what I mean. That's what makes it harder on rookies and, you know, people who have only been playing the game for, you know, maybe, you know, a year or a little bit more, like who aren't still like there right from the beginning. So we'll see.
We're gonna see a
Saints.
Monty. We're gonna see a Monty.
Yeah, and it's not even a 6-pick or anything. So Saints are gonna know that Monty is coming out from Jester
But
now.
they did 6-pick the Monty out in the last one, so
Yeah.
maybe the Saints are thinking to 6-pick that out. But it's funny, the 6-pick is so good because it creates so many mind games for everyone, right? Because it's like, is this person really going to be playing this character? Do I really have to plan around him, or is it just going to be picked out and then they're going to come a completely different way, play it a completely different game?
Yeah, I completely agreed with you there once again, John. So now moving forward into round number 6, the last round of this side, and we are headed. This isn't the basement. This is the first floor, right? This is main floor.
No, this is main floor.
Yeah, this is main floor right now. So that is where Barton is going to be looking to head. Saints taking that 1-round lead is massive because worst case now it's a tie game, switching sides. Yeah. So that's not too bad of a situation by the Saints any mean. This is a way bigger round for Barton than it is St. Clair.
Yeah, and a lot of op changes actually from St. Clair. They're going to have Jake on the Maestro. They're going to have Gangstology moving to the Mute. Vazdex on the Jaeger, so a lot more speed for him to run around with, and Rapid going to be on the Castle. Noxu sticking with his Omai. I think he really likes that operator, so he will stick with him. But everyone else switching up a little bit, getting a little bit of variety here. And Vazdex definitely not having as much of impact on this map specifically as he did on maybe the other ones. But like you said, it's the last round of defense. They're going to be on attack, and I think he's really going to shine there.
And I do think all these op switches, like you were saying, from St. Clair are really going to cause mayhem for the side of Barton. Because Barton's not really, like, obviously now that they see all these op changes are here, but it's going to make it a little bit more of a whole different ballpark to kind of deal with. So we'll see how things go. This blastback going to get sent down here, and they're going to be looking to open things up a little bit there. But right now, still a 5-on-5, but a minute of play has been used already. So Barton, obviously there's still tons of time to work with, but they haven't gotten a whole lot of map control within this first minute or so of the round, and that could be causing for concern timeline-wise or whatnot. Rapid trying to find a little bit of a cheeky angle, but this diffuser is already going down from Toaster.
This is really quick. Toaster putting this down on site is huge. That's going to mean... Ooh, and Vazdex going down as well. This is not good for St. Clair. The fact that they were able to get that down right on the edge of site, they're going to have to play this very carefully.
And that's the benefit when it comes to Barton playing closer together on defense. Because St. Clair is so spread out there, so far away from the sites, they don't realize that can go down so easily. Rapid going to be able to keep his life here throughout this one. They're trying to make this push. And Rapid might spot someone out there towards the end of that hall, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And that is going to be Gangstology, spotted out and killed down. Thugonomics with a double. And now a 2-on-4. Rapid will, Noxu going to find one on Urfi there, but not any time left. Noxu finds another, but Noxu going to go down. Rapid finding one. Does he have time?
He needs to get this defuse. Oh, he's not going to have time for it. No.
And Salty Archer will be there. So really good try to like recovery, just not fast enough, right? That's the big thing there. So
I think this one too is it's not exactly a site you can easily defend, right?
No.
That's one of the harder sites on Oregon to defend. So realistically, I think the Saints did a really good job there trying to defend that one, but just couldn't get that 1v1 in time, and it is what it is.
Yeah, agreed. So it is going to be back to Kids Dorms and Main Hall right now for Barton on defense this time, though. John, do you think that St. Clair will have an easier time on attack, or do you think that it's going to be more of a difficult situation for them?
So I think on the last one, I think the Ace Maverick combo was really, really good for St. Clair, and I think that really caused a lot of problems for Barton, and Barton really wanted to try and take CCTV and cash, and it just seemed like St. Clair rolled them over and over and over and over again. So I think Barton will realize that, and if a site's not working out for them, they can just switch it, they can go somewhere else, and maybe it'll work out better for them. But I really am interested to see how we see Jake moving on to the Maverick now, and we're not going to see, obviously Ace was banned, so we're not going to be able to see him. But I think St. Clair will be a lot stronger on attack, and Vazdex on his Iana I think will look a lot better than he did on defense.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one for sure. And just one thing I'd also like to point out here is I think the Saints, you know, raw gun skill, raw mechanics, all of these things are just more beneficial on the attack side in general, just because of how attacking kind of goes. I mean, you pick your fights kind of at that point, right? And you get to see what you kind of want to play around of and whatnot there. So We'll see, but yeah, now we head into things here. The round officially going to get started. The prep time has been done and dusted for Barton, and St. Clair is looking to make their attack. Now, this is where Vazdex specializes. He's starting off 2-6, right? Not hot, but I'm going to anticipate that he's like pretty close to even, if not even or positive, by the end of this game, because this is where Vazdex can really start to improve here in this one, right? Already about to send through a nade. That not really going to make any connections, but it does help open up this map a little bit more.
Yeah,
and
opening up the ceiling, which is big.
Yeah, and that's big. He's been doing it with his grenades all day long, and that's what's so exciting to have for him to have grenades always, right? Is the fact that he can open up points just like, you know, a sledge or like a shotgun can, something like that, and bust through. So this angle might reward him here, but this is so scary.
This is so dangerous.
He has so many things to watch.
Oh.
I'm surprised he made it back down.
That timing was really, really crazy because that was one step away from a gunfight.
Yeah, and I feel like Siege is one of the biggest games for that. Like, right? Like, I feel like Siege, there's so many things where it's like, okay, he's one step away from gunfight, one step away from gunfight. Like, always constantly. You gotta be so on your toes about everything. Maybe catch one of your old Vazdex. You're so close, man. I wish they could see this X-ray sometimes because, man,
it's
like,
ridiculous.
it is so ridiculous indeed. Gangstology gonna take down Urfi here. That's a great player advantage. But Vazdex gets spotted, and he knows those players, but that's not a gunfight he's willing to take.
No, definitely an advantage here for Jester. Being able to hold this reinforced wall. Thugonomics is gonna get a pick on Rapid as well. Spotted out, but luckily gets away there. And Vazdex playing with fire here on these stairs.
Vazdex is such an, like...
Oh, Nate.
Oh, Toaster's... I don't think he wants to be down here right now. No, this is the last place he wants to be. He is not having any help for... He's not helping his team by any means right now. This player on the stairs, though, could be a concern for Toaster.
Oh, he didn't see him come down the stairs. He has no clue.
He didn't. JM Beast will find one on Jester as well. Toaster going to fire some shots away, but he's just ultimately going to back off. Now, the Saints should be able to get a planter down here momentarily. JM Beast making his way closer and closer to that bomb site. That is going to be Noxu taking a little bit of electrical damage there, but nothing really too concerning for himself. 4-on-2 as it all comes down to Salty Archer and Toaster, but Salty Archer doing a great job opening this up. Will take down Noxu. Vazdex down as well. JM Beast is getting that plant. This actually, I'm shocked that this is a 2-on-2 right now.
This is going to be a really close one. The trades did not come out. Oh, JM Beast going to get one, though. Can he get a second? No, he can jump behind Archer and Gangstology in a 1v1 here. Nitro will come out. Not going to pick him off, though. Does he know where he is? He knows where he is. This is going to be a big gunfight. He's going to hold this angle. Who will win this one? Oh, Salty Archer gets the triple kill and goes for the clutch again.
That is so devastating for the Saints.
Yeah.
You can't lose those.
Oh, for sure. That's a gunfight. And obviously, he was at a disadvantage because he didn't know where he was coming from, whereas Salty Archer knew exactly where he was sitting on the side. But still, that is a gunfight you need to win if you're St. Clair.
Yeah, I mean, Barton did a great job there in that clutch. You know, 2-on-4, and they really, really do come out swinging now and now. And that's a big momentum booster for Barton as well, because at this point in time, Barton, I mean, they're 3 rounds away from closing this one out, right? The Saints are getting shut down repeatedly here on Oregon. They haven't won Oregon in over a year. That definitely does not help their confidence, and Barton's confidence is an all-time high. Now the lead is back in their favor, and they are winning these defense rounds here early in the things. We are going to head down to the basement here now, so a little bit different of a site control. Could change the outcome of a round. However, Barton played that one phenomenally there, and they really changed the numbers around.
Yeah, and you know what's good for them too is it kind of puts you this mindset, right? Because St. Clair was the one pulling off these 2v4s, these 2v3s, 1v4, and they were in a 2v4 situation, and Salty Archer managed to come out on top of that one. So that was absolutely massive for them. Kind of turns it around on St. Clair. St. Clair's got to think about it. Like, we had the clutch in that first game, but Barton with the second clutch of the second game here, definitely looking really good here. Salty Archer again with another clutch, feeling pretty good about himself here in game number 2.
Yeah, agreed as well. So here we go now, 10 seconds away from Saints getting their attack on here, and they have a lot of work to do at this point in time now. I mean, I know they are only trailing by a round, but a round is such a differential in a game like R6, so we'll see what happens. Vazdex, he did get one.
Yeah, he got one that round. Yeah, he ended up getting picked off.
Yeah, so he did get one and then got picked off. But we'll see if he can do something else here now. Once again, inside the building within the first 15 seconds. Already making his play, shooting out cams, doing what he does best. I'd like to see him, you know, get one and stay alive. That's a big thing right now. but he doesn't even do that. Thugonomics takes down Vazdex. Great play there. Gonna give Barton an early advantage. Thugonomics with an early double. Gonna make things looking real nice there for them. Rappin and Vazdex already down, and those are two players that are fairly strong players here for the Saints.
For sure.
One thing I do really want to point out right now is Noxu's 8-5, having a great game.
Yeah, and I think Salty Archer at 11-4 having a great game as well. So both teams having pretty good games here, but definitely looking very, very Barton favored here. Already a 3v5, 30 seconds into this round, so it's going to be tough for me to see how St. Clair can try and come back in this one. They are going to have Thugonomics. They know he's roaming around this this main floor. They don't know where he is right now. He is going to be moving up here. Not going to catch him off guard, though. He will walk around towards kitchen, so he's going to be safe for the time being. But it's so dangerous because he already picked off 2 people. Looking for a third here. They're holding this door. Waiting for it. Yeah, it's going to be picked.
And that's the pick you need, right? You got to look for Thugonomics getting aggressive. Now the other 4 players are on site. Now this is when they can actually make their play. Because Thugonomics getting spotted and fragged out was completely what was holding back St. Clair's whole attack, right? I mean, they couldn't really make a huge move until Thugonomics was spotted. They do that, but it really limits the time that they have remaining. A minute and 15 seconds to try to take down a few players and get a plant down and then win that plant out, etc. So, I mean, it's not going to be easy, especially when the gas comes out and stuff like this that halts their push slower and slower. JMB is going to be trying to still make a little bit of an angle work on it. A lot more util getting thrown out here. Barton is all just on the back foot now, knowing they don't really have to take these fights.
Yeah, there's a minute remaining here. They are pretty split. They have 2 coming downstairs, trying to move out onto the site. Oh, Noxu going to get a pick, though. That is really big for St. Clair. They pull it even now, 3v3. Both sides.
There's not a lot of time.
No, they're going to have to try and move here. Gangstology is going to go down, though. Salty Archer picking up another kill for himself. Beast is going to go down, too. It's going to be a 1v3 here. Noxu against 3. Can he pull off this clutch? It would be huge for St. Clair. And Barton, all they have to do is take down one person. He'll spot one out, though. Going to get a little bit of damage on Earth. He's going to get a half HP, but he's going to stay alive here. Jester taking a bit of chip damage as well, but Noxu just can't get onto the site. 20 seconds left. How will he be able to make this happen? Sees one off on the side. Not going to get enough damage on him. 16 seconds. He's going to have to move here real soon. Spots one out.
Yeah.
Not going to win that gunfight, though. It's going to be traded even. He's going to get one somehow, but he's going to go down with the trade, and that's going to be another round to Barton.
Yeah, Barton leading 5-3. Something we didn't anticipate. You know, they're gonna go back and watch this VOD, and we are gonna be a disgrace to them right now because at this point in time, Barton is shocked. Like I have to admit though, they are shocking us, right? Like like no one will really anticipate the scoreline. I feel like right now at this point in time, we also did make our predictions before knowing the fact that St.
I was
Clair
gonna say,
Oregon.
we didn't know they were winless on Oregon for a year. I think that's definitely a fact, but. I mean, regardless, right? They won 7-1 on that first map, and it seemed like they had all the momentum in their favor. They were looking so good. They're making all the clutch plays. All the odds and ends were all tidied up. But now, if you look at Oregon, it's been really back and forth, both of these sides, but it seems like those definitive rounds are just going Barton's way.
Barton has really been utilizing their 6-pick. They do take up an alibi here on that 6-pick this time around, so that's going to be big for the setup Barton here in this one. At this point in time, I'm going to say it's a must-win round for St. Clair. You do not want to allow Barton to get up on match point. Well, you still have so much work to do. And you also don't want to allow Barton to be in a position where even if you get to the 6-round marker, you have to still play OT. So we'll see what happens here, but this is definitely where the Saints need to find something if they do want to have a better chance of closing this one out in game number 2. And I'm definitely seeing why we might not see a whole lot of Oregon this year from the Saints.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be a good idea from them. Vazdex still on this Iana is not getting as many picks as he did in that first map. Definitely struggling to get these entries, and it's been a couple roams. Barton have got him, but it just seems like he's not able to get into sight and use his hologram to its full effect. So definitely interesting to see how he plays this one out.
What are you doing, Noxu? He's your coach. He's your coach. Stop chasing. Look, what is he doing? You're down 5-3. There's no time for funs and games. So that is now going to be the Saints. Oh, maybe a couple wallbang shots, but not going to come through. I mean, that was pretty close, but actually, I think that player was behind the wall. Anyhow, we are going to see Noxu. Oh my god, he's so close to players right now. He really is.
This one roamer in kitchen is going to be very, very vital for Barton. If they can get a pick, it's going to be massive. And like we saw in the last round, it will make the difference going forward in this round. So 2 minutes left here. No one gone down just at the second. Vazdex looking for some trouble here.
Yeah, and that's Thugonomics opening us up on a rapid. Thugonomics has been a big entry fragger here on the defensive side, which is really interesting because it's hard to be an entry fragger on a defensive side because you're not really an entry fragger at that point. You're just going over and finding kills. But yeah, so the setups are here from Barton. St. Clair being down a player going to be difficult, but Vazdex will answer that question for you. But just like that, that's going to be Salty Archer able to take down Vazdex. We do see Toaster get tagged down a little bit here from that player, but his teammate will save the day. And now let's see. So far, everything is just kind of locked up right here for the side of Barton. St. Clair, I mean, the offense for them is so difficult right now. As Barton's defense on Oregon is looking phenomenal. And it really makes me think that was Barton's map pick rather than St. Clair's.
Yeah, I believe it will be Barton's map pick. It would make a lot more sense. And I don't think St. Clair would willingly pick an Oregon. That might be pretty questionable when you haven't won in a year. But obviously, it doesn't matter what map you're on. You're still going to have to perform pretty well here. And it is only a 2-round difference, so definitely very, very doable for the Saints. Barton holding strong here. They are still alive for them, whereas there are only 3 for the Saints here. A minute left. Gangstology is going to get a nice pick, evening up at 3-piece. And just a minute left here. What are they going to do?
But JMB so tagged right now. Minuscule health. But I think this might open up a plant. Oh no, that window in the top open. He spots a player last second, and that's going to hurt him dramatically. Noxu in a 1-on-2, and they haven't spotted, but that was a big kill. I thought Noxu hit that headshot. I really did, but Thugonomics getting a big win there. Now taking this one down to a 6-3 scoreline. And, John, I'm shocked because Barton has came through, and they're putting on a show. And, like, I just think St. Clair, like, why have we not scrimmed this more? If we haven't won this in a year, I feel like this is something that we should be scrimming way more often. Like, and who knows? They for all I know, right now they could be scrimming it like crazy, and just it's just tough for them.
Yeah.
But like, I think that like you have to be able to at least compete a little bit more on every single map than they are right now.
Yeah, and I think sometimes maybe you should look towards operator picks. Obviously, like you were saying earlier, and I kind of want to. I don't want to highlight Vazdex, but I feel like, again, we're going over this thing where he's not really using his hologram to its full effect, right? Where you feel like the gun could be used on a different operator if it really is the gun, and then, you know, use that operator for more of its utility. Whereas he's kind of just entering by himself. He has a couple nades with him, but that's pretty much it. So it's definitely more of a struggle for you to just rely on your aim and your mechanics rather than relying on utility, which is such a huge part of this game. So, and we see a Capital actually from Noxu as well. So a little bit of a change there. JMP's going back onto the Maverick, but it's do or die for the Saints at this point, and the series is looking like it could be one apiece.
Yes, indeed, that is the case. So here we go. Now it's going to be St. Clair down by 3, just trying to win out. They have to go flawless here now to force an OT. It isn't winnable in regulation anymore, as Barton has been put to that 6-round match point marker. And, I mean, at this point in time, Barton, I think the confidence and momentum for them is very much helpful right now. You know, I feel like they do know St. Clair just because they are in that Premier Collegiate R6 League. And they're like, okay, this is a top school, guys. We are so close to dropping a map on them, and that's a big accomplishment for them. You know, do that to a Premier team right now. It's definitely going to help them out, and that's what's giving them all this confidence and, you know, stuff in the world right now to really just come through and, you know, play confident in their gameplay. It's really helping their mechanics overall.
Yeah, Salty Archer sitting at 14-5, doing so well. Opening pick, though, is going to be on Vazdex, which is massive. Get him some confidence back. But Salty Archer 14-5, Thugonomics.
Oh, big nade. Not gonna. I feel like players are moving out of these nades like they know they're coming beforehand.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, there's a
hologram.
There it is. There we go. Okay, so Vazdex using his hologram a little bit more to his advantage here now. Does run into a player, and that is going to be Thugonomics, who finds 2 with his burst, though. That is going to be now JM Beast and Noxu going down. 2 players that have been top bragging for St. Clair in this game that are now both out of this round, and a round that's match point for Barton. This is huge now for the other 3 guys from St. Clair, and not going to be easy. Yes, Thugonomics is lit down to 1 shot, but at the end of the day, it's a 3-on-4. The players have a man advantage over you. It's going to be tough, but we'll see what happens here. Some shots coming through from Urfi. Nothing really going to get connected, though. I think that's just some util. No, it's not. Sorry. But yeah, Urfi trying to find something there, but nothing really going to be home. And St. Clair just kind of got to decide what they got to do here now in the next 80 seconds.
They're going to have to push somewhere here. They are down 3v4. We have seen them come back in these situations in this series earlier, but Vazdex is going to go down and make the 2v4 here. Definitely difficult situation. They are going to have to try and clutch this out. to keep themselves alive in this game. Just Rapid and Gangstology against the world. Can they do it? Thugonomics pretty low here, but all the rest of the members of Barton are at full HP. So looks like the entry will come from main. And I don't know. It's looking tough for them.
Yes, agreed. So now, I mean, it's just so tough to push with only 2 players right now. Like, and the defense setup right now from Barton is just completely locked down.
No.
But why are you running across there?
Gangstology.
I mean, Gangstology
He's
threw
at
a
1
u-
HP.
Yeah, he did throw a util though, so Barton should have known where he was located.
How is he still alive?
Both players are at 1 HP. Look at them go. Rapid and Gangstology combined 2 HP right now. And they're just trying. It's pretty much a dream against the world here right now. Some shots coming around these pre-firing angles, but Barton doesn't have to peek any of these angles. They're just playing their game here, waiting for St. Clair to push into them. Gangstology going to be knocked down, all on a Rapid. Rapid cleaned up from Thugonomics, and that's a Thugonomics 4K, and that's going to be it. Barton going to take that one now, sending this one to game 3. Wow.
That's it's not the result we were expecting at all, but shout out to Barton. There was no shot. That defense looked so good for Barton. It seemed like every time St. Clair had something going their way, Barton just shut it down.
The defense was pretty good, but like at the end of the day, I think that was more like a default setup kind of thing. Like, you know, when you're watching like Pro R6 and whatnot, or like Tier 2 R6 or whatnot, you know, they had that pretty standard setup that they were following kind of right there. And I just don't even know how this map made it through band select.
They went 4-0 on defense there. So they were able to defend every single point on that map. And even the easy ones, St. Clair couldn't get something going on. So I really feel
I just wish I could talk to the players right now.
Oregon is the bane of their existence is what it feels like to me.
Yeah, I really wish I could talk to the players and just like kind of see how that kind of made it through the map picks if they aren't so hot on it. B, I'd like to know like also how it made it through the map picks once again. Like that just blows my mind.
If it's
like
a map that you haven't won in a year, I really think you either need to scrim it and be ready for it.
It just didn't look like they were ready.
Yeah,
and like I feel like during scrims you can tell when you're ready for something and you're not. And I could see right from a blind eye here that did not look ready for it. It's either, you know, or Barton's just really good at it.
I think Barton really showed, like, Archer that time, I think he was like maybe 2-7 on map number 1. He was like 15-5 at the end of that map. So, and Thugonomics was 14 and something as well. So both those guys popped.
But everybody else didn't do a whole lot from Barton. Like they were there, but the thing is St. Clair. I don't want to say it like this, but St. Clair is almost essentially just got beat by 2 players. Thugonomics was finding 2 to 3 entries on defense.
Those last 3 rounds, he got two roaming kills. Both times.
And you can't let that happen on the defense. So, got to cover those points of access. Got to shut those down, whatnot. That's a scary sight for St. Clair, but I think they're still going to be very confident, just knowing that was a loss on Oregon.
And I think they're confident going to map 3 because it's Cafe, and
that's their best. Yeah, that's their. They go from their literally the worst map to their bread and butter, right? So,
but I mean, if you're Barton here, right? You have right now they have all the momentum. They won, I think it was 5 rounds in a row at the end of that. So they have all the momentum. They had everything they needed there, and going to map 3, because you're St. Clair, you still got to be nervous because you're down pretty bad here in this series right now. You're not looking at a great spot. You're going into a good map, a map you're confident on. Obviously, you're coming from a map that you're like, okay, we suck on this map, clearly. So we're going to a map that we feel confident on. So I think that'll definitely help their mindset out. But still, Barton definitely has momentum going into map number 3.
Yes, agreed there. So I just wonder if that momentum is enough to shut St. Clair down on their best map. I don't think it kind of will be. I think St. Clair is going to have a very strong attack.
So we'll go. What's your prediction on map number 3 here?
7-3.
7-3. Okay. All right.
7-2. Just because it's Cafe. If this wasn't Cafe, I'm saying this might go OT. Like, to be completely honest.
Okay. But because it's they're just so good at it, you feel like
Yeah, I feel like
They're-
R6 is very map based.
It's true. it
Like
is.
you know,
Yeah,
it's similar to kind of
100%.
like Counter-Strike and Valorant and things like
Yeah.
that. Like you know, and even COD. Like your map pool is so much to if you can win a game or not. Rather than, you know, playing the meta right or something like that. It really does come down to your map pool.
Yeah.
And Oregon coming through really makes me concerned for the Saints map pool. Because it means that Saints prioritize banning something else before banning Oregon. I'm pretty sure what
And-
that means.
And I think
And-
that the important thing too to remember is this is the beginning of the season, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, as you go on throughout the season, maybe you brought in a couple new players. Maybe they felt more confident on Oregon. And we saw Noxu actually did really well on that map.
Yeah, he definitely
So
did. But
I think maybe he felt confident about it and said, okay, maybe we'll be okay on this map. Obviously, they played it. The other players weren't doing so well, so maybe they just shut it out for the rest of the season, and it is what it is. Because it is the first game of the season, and like we said, it's not Collegiate R6, it's the other league they're playing in, so maybe it's just something that they're more comfortable saying, okay, we tried it, didn't work, now the rest of the season, we won't worry about it.
yeah, so I do agree with you on that. But the thing is there's still Ubisoft points for NG. I keep calling it NG. NJCAAE.
There we go.
But yeah, like there's still the Ubisoft points in it, so you really should not be trying new things.
Probably not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what scrims are for. You know, you have all the time in the world for you to want to scrim there. But hey, we're past that here, and now we are going to be moving on to that next map, which is going to be Cafe. I know we said in the pregame I didn't anticipate us to see Cafe come through so early, but we will, and we'll beat your Saints on defense here first. So, do you think Saints being on defense first, rather than the attacking first, is going to be beneficial to them or disadvantage?
I really think their defense looked pretty decent on the last map. Their attack definitely, like I said, they were shut out on attack. They didn't get a single objective, so it's definitely better that they're going back on defense. Clearly, they were more comfortable with defense on that map and in general. So I think it's good that they're starting on defense. It helps them kind of hone it in and say, okay, back to our bread and butter. We know this map. We know how to play it exactly. And I did want to talk about two specifically. That sixth pick IQ made a huge difference in that one. On attack, especially for the guys from Barton. I think that kind of caught them off guard. Do you think they ban it, or do you think they change their bans on the operators, or do you think that it just stays the same with the Thatcher ban and I forget what the other ban was. I think it was Valkyrie.
Yeah, I think it's going to stay really similar here. As for Burton's side, the way they see it is what we did last time worked on Oregon. Let's try it again. St. Clair and their mindset says, we're going to Cafe. We are just better at this. We're not going to have to change ops. We are just changing the map, and that's what's going to change the outcome of this game. So that's why I think things are going to stay a little similar here. But for all we know, things could change here moving forward. We do have the banning here now for the attacking side first, as St. Clair Saints do start on defense. So they will be getting this first ban here on the attack. Let's see how things come through. And the first ban is looking like it will be on to
Thatcher again. Big
Yeah,
surprise.
yeah,
Big surprise.
surprise. So yeah, now it's BCC's ban, and then their ban on defense. Back to St. Clair for the final ban.
I think it'll be the same thing. Honestly, at this point, like Thatcher is just a ban for everybody. Like you have to ban. You don't have to ban Thatcher, but most people ban Thatcher because it's just so strong in the current meta. And actually, we're gonna see a Maverick banned out here.
That's something we haven't seen banned throughout this series yet, and actually haven't seen banned all year yet.
And I think, you know why? It's because they switched off the ace, right? And you saw that Maverick was flexed between, I know Jake played it and Noxu played it, and I think someone else played it too. So they had a lot of flexibility on the Maverick pick. So I think maybe BCC saw that and said, okay, we can deal with an ace. Maverick is just very annoying to deal with, and multiple people can play it. So it kind of takes that flexible option off of St. Clair.
Yeah, and Valkyrie being the last one there, so that one's going to be from before as well. So some similarities being the Mira, Valkyrie, and Thatcher, the Maverick being something new, like you were just explaining, on why Barton chose to do that. So here we go, Cafe looking to get us kicked off here, and everything going to come down to this here, John, as we will be looking to start on that third floor, being in the bar and cocktail lounge. Let's see how things go. I don't think I got your prediction this one. Are you kind of around what I'm thinking, like 7-3, 7-4? Like
I'm gonna go with the 7-5 on this one. I think it's gonna be a lot closer. But I think, like you said, Cafe is their bread and butter, so I think they will end up taking a lot more rounds later on. when they're feeling more comfortable, when they're kind of, you know, in the mode. We're going to get a Warden on the 6th pick here, actually. So we haven't seen Warden at all this game either. So a lot of unique operators coming through here. But again, the 6th pick, the IQ again, big surprise.
Indeed. So here we go. Now your Saints are going to be going on that defense, as we were saying, getting their preparation all set up here on that 3rd floor of Cafe. And yeah, Barton just looking to make their attack. They have to go all the way up here, so we're going to see probably a lot of roof play coming out from the side of Barton here. Now, but this Jester Sledge, too, I think is really going to open up a lot of points on Cafe, and angles that St. Clair have to be kind of cautious about it. This is actually also interesting from Rapid, shooting out the bar here and trying to find like a nice little angle between there.
I like it.
I don't think it's going to be anticipated from the side of BCC.
Yeah, it's definitely not something you typically see, but it helps out a lot because you can just lie down behind that opening and play the really close angle there behind the bar. Obviously, you are going to be exposed from the roof, but other than that, there's not really anyone who's going to be able to shoot you up behind there, because you would never shoot out that bar because normally you're just not going to pen it enough.
Yeah.
So, interesting play there, but we'll see Vazdex on the Wamai this time. So an interesting new pick for them. But yeah, I want to see how this Warden works out. I think it's a very interesting pick from them.
So I do love St. Clair's attacking on Cafe, because they get that bomb down and have somebody stay on roof here and hold these bombs. That's a very typical St. Clair strat for like a player to be sitting right at that window skylight there that Urfi's at right now, and then planting right below that skylight. Definitely a play that St. Clair pulls through a lot. Vazdex opens us up on Thugonomics there, which is a great pick from him to come through. But yeah, it really is going to be St. Clair, I think, playing really well on the offensive side of things as well. So we'll see what happens, but that is a great pick, like I was just saying, to take up Thugonomics here early. He is one of those names that we've seen a lot of here throughout this game, so throughout the series, sorry. So to see him getting taken down here early is definitely good news for the Saints.
Yeah, looks like they're going to be playing pretty solid. Along the defensive side here, they do have a Jaeger as well, so a lot of these windows are going to be covered for the moment. And they're up a person, so it's on Barton to try and make their way into this site. The IQ is going to be holding this window, and Vazdex just holding this corner. There's not really much that the guys from BCC can do about this angle. He is coming. Oh, he's going to spot out Jester.
That's nasty.
Behind that desk, Jester had no clue that was coming. And spot another at the window. Doesn't get the kill, though.
He's got to watch to his right, but oh my god, he's playing this timingly perfectly.
Oh,
but
there it is.
Noxu going to take down Toaster, but Toaster takes down JMB, so the trades are there nicely. 4-on-2 now. Make it a 4-on-1. Vazdex just opens up with the 4K! And the last time Vazdex opened up with a round like that, the Saints took a dramatic win. Yeah, so that makes me worried for Barton.
Yeah, that's looking pretty good for Vazdex. That'll make you feel pretty nice. When you come up with a 4K on round 1, that's when you say, okay, this is my map, this is my time, and we'll see it. We're seeing him actually on someone that didn't play before, but he's playing now, and he looks like a different person on him.
Yeah, Vigil gonna come through here from him. Gonna be blocking some of that utility and whatnot there from the sides of Barton, but this is gonna go down to the 1st floor. Oh my god, 2 6 picks. I love when we see both 6 picks come through. It's gonna be a Cade.
Monty, and we're gonna see another Monty.
And Zofia, yeah, another Monty. And it's always been from Barton. Yeah. Barton thinks they have more of a control with that Monty and stuff, so we'll see there. But round number 2 coming through here for Barton on the attacking side of things here now. St. Clair playing this one nicely. Vazdex especially. We are going to be dropping down 2 floors down to the 1st here now, so that could change a lot. But if anything, like, I think that St. Clair is just looking solid. Like, I think they're just, like, Cafe is just, like we were saying, is our bread and butter, and map pool has so much to do with R6, and so to be back on a map that is in Saints map pool, it's just going to be so hard on Barton here, and I think the Saints should be completely fine here just moving forwards. We'll see what happens here. The prep time only remaining for around 10 more seconds here, and it is going to be Barton now looking to make their attack.
Yeah, Cafe definitely looking pretty good for St. Clair in that round number 1. Look at they had control pretty much all the way through that round, knew exactly where they wanted to attack, how they wanted to do it. Obviously, Vazdex just sitting on that Omai had complete control of that bar area in the back, and really just nothing you could do about him sitting in that corner. So it looks, maybe Barton tries for something different here, tries for a different approach from that area, and they don't know Vazdex, or they do know Vazdex on this Vigil because they 6-spec the Cade actually. So
Yeah, I like that
Fuse.
I like that Thugonomics is on a complete opposite side from his teammates. It really could catch the Saints off guard from the back. We'll see though. Vazdek's using a little bit of utility here now and trying to find a frag. No early kills coming through though. Gangstology very, very weak early though. That has got to be a concern there for the set of the Saints, but it should be all good nonetheless. We'll see though. The bombs have been spotted.
So Fuse did end up getting a little bit of chip damage onto Gangstology there. Did get him down to about half, but wasn't enough to kill him, so he's going to be able to stay alive here. We'll see how else that Fuse is used here in a minute. 2 minutes remaining in this round. Bomb is going to be in kitchen, so it will be pretty well fortified here. Monty has moved into sight, so he does have a lot of chances here, but they're not willing to make this push. They're just kind of, ooh.
And Jam Beast will get rewarded with an early kill onto Salty Archer. And now that's Riot Shield just walking by there and keeping his life out there. That will be Jester there. So good stuff there from him. But Vazdek's, oh my god, he just spotted the head of that Shield player. He could have had, he can have that frag still, but no, I'm Toaster going to be there. If Vazdek's looked at that angle a little bit earlier, he would have got that player right below him, being the Yeister. There,
and it's so important too that they end up getting that pick, because if you're a Monty player, like if people are shooting from above you, is probably like behind you and above you is your most worrisome thing, right? Because you're just kind of sitting there with your shield hoping nobody, your teammates are going to cover you. So if you're not worried about a threat from anywhere else, then
look at him go.
Oh.
He's getting so much intel for his teammates, and it's working out nicely. 3-on-3 here now, and he's just pretty much pinned up here. Rapid going to get a huge kill, though, on the diffuser behind Jester. Jester was not anticipating Rapid to swing and find that frag. And here we go. Oh, my God. He's just trying to find the angle on him.
Oh, he spots out the player behind there.
Oh, that was such a big frag for Urfi.
So low. Urfi is so low here. If Urfi can take him down, it's going to be 1v1.
It's against Jester. The shield's out. And Gangstal, oh my gosh, Gangstology busts through. He guys get shot at, and Jester cleans it up with the shield in play. And he just used that shield to the best of his ability. And it went huge. I mean, I think that kill that Rapid wasn't able to pick up when he swung around to the window and got shot down, that was the game change. That was the round-changing kill that really came through that won that one for Barton. So here we go. Going back to the first floor, the same floor they were just on a second ago, and they're trying to run it back here again. It was a very close round with that, and if the only reason St. Clair lost that is because of the Monty, and the Monty's out again. And why would Jester not pull out it again after it worked like that?
100%. You saw he was so confident when he put down the shield. Yeah, so we'll switch to the Echo here. Not too surprised, he's done that quite a few times. But they'll stick with the Monty, and they got a Cali actually here. So the big sniper coming out from Thugonomics. He's played so many different operators in this series, and like he's played.
And he performs on all of them.
He played the shotgun, he played the SMGs, and now he's on the sniper. So he's got a big range, a lot of different options here. You see Urfi on the Nomad as well. So, but Jester again on the Monty. Do you think it's going to work as well this time, or do you think St. Clair is going to be able to play this a lot better?
Well, like, St. Clair still played it good last time. It's just, like, tough how they lost it there. Barton just really played nice shots there and just really won the kills that they really needed to win. So I do think that St. Clair is just going to, like, play it how it was last time. But I think it's going to work out better for St. Clair this time. Just as, you know, I feel like they're just going to be able to counter it more here now. Now that they've seen it already come through once, it's just going to be giving them another opportunity to try to come through and actually counter it. And, yeah, like I was just saying, I think they're going to have a better idea of what to do here this time.
I think Malusi is actually an interesting pick here for Vazdek's. I think that's going to help a lot with that Monty, because it doesn't allow him to move into sites as fast as he needs to be. And, you know, able to clear doorways for his teammates. So a good pick by them to try and counter the movement that you're going to get out of this Monty. He is already going to breach site, though, so that was quick. He is going to be able to start accessing that kitchen. We'll see if St. Clair has an answer for him here.
Vazdek's is such a good spot, but he's just missing a couple players underneath him, and it's just a little tough there for him, but it is what it is in the end of the day. He does fall one, but he loses that gunfight to Salty Archer. Salty Archer takes him down. Gets knocked down about half HP, but that was a very big drop play from Salty there to come through and win that one out. So Now the Saints on the back foot here a little bit with losing Vazdex. He's a player that's your top fragger right now in this whole lobby. So to get him out of this round here early is big for Barton and tough for St. Clair. A lot of util damage going through though on the Toaster and Jester. And Urfy's tagged down himself. Rapid going to get some damage on. And so many players in this lobby are absolutely one-tap.
Yeah, this is big util potential for kills here. They will spot out this Monty. Sit in the same spot he was before. A couple players down about half. A lot of people on Bart are going to be low here. So there's definitely opportunity for a good flank to get a lot of kills here. They will play it pretty safe though. Still a minute 30 left. 5v4. They are still up a person though. That's important. They will spot it out here. No, they're not going to go down actually. Flash will go out. And again, there's just a lot of shots going for both these guys with both of them. Oh, never mind. Gangstology is going to get Archer there. So it is going to even up at 4-4.
Yeah, and now that it's evened up, this is good because the health is in St. Clair's favor. Not by a lot because Gangstology and Rapid are so tagged, but it definitely is there in their favor. One player you do kind of want to focus out, I feel like, is going to be Urfy. Just so weak right now. So easy to get dropped down that he is a player that you do want to take out. Jester also as well. Jester's doing exactly what he was doing last time around. Doing the exact same thing, holding the exact same position. Just watching above him and stuff as well. Nox is going to town Urfy. That is the player I said we needed to target. And now, oh, dude, yep, they do take down Jester. That's a big kill. And Rapid going to find another one on a Toaster there now. All left on a Thugonomics. Playing that Sniper SMG combo. He does find two.
The wall.
That gives him a triple. And now all up to Gangstology. And if you're Gangstology here now, you start to get a little bit nervous because...
both players are really low.
Yeah.
This is huge. Can they do this? Will Gangstology find this? Or will Thugonomics find him first? They're looking at each other. You saw the shots. Oh, Gangstology!
Wow.
Gets Thugonomics there, and he wins the 1v1 and clutches up the round and gives them a lead in this game.
You can tell the guys are happy about that one. And we're just going to tie up this scoreline here now. Or, no, it's not going to tie up the scoreline. It's going to put it to 2-1 for the Saints. Yeah, put it ahead. And that's a big difference, actually, to put them ahead. So now 2-1, back to the third floor. And the Saints won the third floor a lot more dominant than they did that first floor. So... are you anticipating to see that again, or do you think that was just Vazdex going crazy on the third floor and it's going to like change this time around?
I think Vazdex went crazy on the third floor. I think really that round should have been way more in the favor of the Saints. I think Thugonomics picking up 2 kills in Kitchen there was kind of absurd. That second one through the wall, just massive, able to take that opportunity. But now you see why they didn't end up picking the Monty. They're not going to go with that strat again. I think St. Clair had a pretty good stranglehold on that round and played it properly. So once they realized that happened, that's when they realized, okay, Monty was a good cheese strat for a round, but it clearly wasn't working out for them.
It's not a long-term strat,
no,
right?
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see here now. 2-1 for the Saints. The favor's in their hands. This is a big round for St. Clair to build themselves a little bit more of a lead, I feel like, if they can take this one here. And also a big round for Barton to not allow St. Clair to build that lead, right? So the one thing that blows my mind that's really crazy about R6 compared to most other titles is the impact every single round has. It's just so much more massive. We will see Rapid shoot up this bar again here on the third floor. I think this is like kind of like the default kind of setup for St. Clair on this third floor defense of Cafe. So now the push has come through. It's going to be Urfy9, just checking out those angles and whatnot. I think that's Vazdex on the other side of the wall. Yes, it is. So Vazdex is ready to maybe take a fight. And Vazdex is someone to challenge this. So I'm not surprised that he's just trying to find any kind of way to angle it. He can. He spots one. Doesn't work out too well for him, but he doesn't take a lot of damage. So, I mean, it's not a crazy concern. At this point now, he's just going to back off a little bit, though, and say, okay, that is not my fight to take.
He's in his corner again. And I think the key, actually, for him being able to stay here is that Jaeger, the Jaeger trap on that door. Because it's so easy if you're coming in from one of these windows to be able to nade that out. But because he has that Jaeger trap covering him, it's really well placed by St. Clair, and he can hold a good spot. But he's got a couple people that know exactly where he is.
Yeah, and they're looking for him. They want him badly. They are hunting down that frag. Not able to find it quite yet, but now these drones, especially from Thugonomics, could gather a lot of intel. Doesn't really spot anything yet. Does go spot some util. It does ping out the util to at least help build his team there, but not going to do a crazy amount. Thugonomics, it does fall into the barbed wire. He will be forced to punch that out. And now the moves from St. Clair are looking to come out for the defense side of things as Barton is making their push.
Yeah, they all drop in onto the cafe here. One will come in. Urfy will use that hologram to get some info, and we'll know there is at least one sitting on site. How will they use this information? Grenade's going to come in on site as well. Not going to get any damage, though. A minute 30 left here. Pretty late push compared to the other ones we've seen.
Vazdex.
Yeah, so Jaeger Trap did not end up getting that nade out, so it will be caught out here. Will stay safe. Will he beat this? There's 2 players there waiting for him. Not gonna.
He's got such a hard time doing
This
this.
is gonna be so tough to get out of.
Him being alive right now is such a problem for BCC.
Yeah.
Because, like, if he could just keep his life, he's such a concern. Like, look at Gangstology finds another one on Urfi because just Vazdex forcing people to go another route. And he's, look at him. Like, him doing this right now is so big, and he finds the headshot. Vazdex playing phenomenal here. Now a 5-on-1. Last player alive will be on Vazdex left. It's going to be Jester here trying to make a play. But a 1v, you think a 1v3 is hard in R6? Try a 1v5. Gangstology's detected outdoors here. He's just ready. He wants to take some fights. Let's see how this one goes. Jester just on the rooftops trying to see what he can do. Is he going to drop down? He spots out Noxu, finds the frag, but him getting shot down to a quarter health is not something you want on your first gunfight out of 5.
So he does see the one other person, gets a lot of chip damage on Vazdex here.
He's 1 HP.
This could be dangerous, but no, he's going to have to land a lot of headshots here. 18 seconds left, and I think this round is pretty solid. Yeah, Vazdex getting that final kill, and he looked a lot better.
Oh my god, Vazdex is putting question marks in chat. Interesting there.
He's getting
oh no, Vazdex is, because he knows, he honestly, St. Clair doesn't win that round without Vazdex.
No. 100%.
Like Vazdex?
He sat in that corner. Nobody could move him. There was 3 people shooting at one point, and he sat behind this barrier like, what are you guys going to do to me? There's nothing you can do. This is my corner. Nobody's going to touch me here.
This is my territory now. So Vazdex leading us off 7-2 with an assist in the books. As well, we also have Rapid and Gangstology dropping 5. So everybody from St. Clair, you know, their core 3 with the help of Jake and Noxu, or JMB, sorry, and Noxu are really just doing a great job here. Now, leading 3-1 over this BCC squad, only needing, if they can win out the rest of this defense side,
it's pretty much up and over with. The rest of this.
Yeah. Oh, if you win the rest of this half, then yeah.
I think this pretty much nuts. But you're like, there is gonna have to be some kind of answer from Barton for this Malusi sitting in the corner.
Yeah, I know it's not as, like, you wish you had the answer like a round or 2 ago now, because there's only 2 rounds left in this half, and you're on the 2nd floor again here, like for the first time now you're on the 2nd floor, and that's actually going to be interesting also to see that we haven't seen the 2nd floor yet. Now we're going to see it come through, so play style is going to be a little bit different here as things change, and we're back over on this side of things. I think that Jester Sledge is going to be more like kind of ideal here now that we are in kind of like a middle floor, so like a floor that
you can knock out a lot more of the floors. You can knock out some of the things when you make it up there. So a lot more room for the Sledge to be useful compared to, you know, 3rd floor where there's not really anywhere to knock out.
Exactly. So Jester looking to make some moves here. My anticipation for Barton would be to go from the rooftop down to the 3rd floor and then try to break St. Clair's hold from floor 3. I think that's what the play call would be from Barton here. As you already see Jester smash. Oh my god, he threw a blast back up there. Do you see that?
That was so close.
That was so close. Jester is lucky that he ran the other way there. Yeah, that's a blast back. Almost finding a frag. That's actually really interesting to see. But yeah, it's going to be Barton trying to come from this 3rd floor push. So we'll see how that one works out. But Vazdex is back in his corner despite the bomb being a floor lower than him.
You know what? It's his territory. He covers it, and it helps him out so much, right? Because you can spot anyone coming down. Those
he's tagged down. Though. Yeah, that's a big shot there coming through from Barton. But Gangstology will take down Thugonomics, and that is not something you like to see if you're from the side of BCC. And Gangstology has such a good angle. Oh my god, dude, that's just so filthy of an angle. Like that. Oh my god, Vazdex finds one as well, and that's Look at no surprises where he found this kill. And he's looking for more right now. So Urfi, sorry, and I'm a Toaster are going to be the last players alive. JMB's going to take down Urfi here, leaving everything up to Toaster in a 5-on-1. 2 back-to-back 1v5s to the side of BCC. And I'm a Toaster will take down one that will be onto Vazdex here, but now every single player from the Saints know where he's located. They're trying to find something, but it's not going to be an easy task by any means necessary. I'm a Toaster just trying to find a pick or something to open things up. But I don't know. Not going to work out. He's tagged down to 1 HP. And Gangstology will clean up that gunfight. Your Saints now lead 4-1. And this is now where the score line is like, okay, Barton, like, this is a must-win round for you.
100%.
Like, this round especially, must-win for Barton, in my opinion.
Yeah, and they will have one of the easy. They will go back to kitchen.
That's where they won their
They
round.
did
I
win
think.
the one round on kitchen, and it looks like so they do pull out the Monty. We'll
Okay.
see. Maybe they'll use their 6th pick and try and change it up a bit. But I think it worked once. I think you should go for it again
Yeah,
because
no
clearly
sixth pick, I don't think.
all their other tactics aren't working out. Even the last 2 rounds, like they're not even coming close. It's 5v1s at the end of it, right? So when you get to that point, you feel like you just got to go back to something you know and something you're familiar with.
Yeah, 6th pick not going to be getting used here from the side of BCC, but Vazdek's going to use it to go on Wami. I think I pronounced that right.
Wamai.
Wamai.
Protect your
Okay.
bombs from
Okay,
being
pronounce that one a
defused by
little
We'll
bit
say
wrong.
I think Whammy is his
Whammy.
nickname. Whammy.
All right, Wham. Let's see it. So now the Saints leading that 4-1. If you're St. Clair here, though, you still are obviously going to be hunting for a 5th to really just kind of seal the deal. Because I do think that their defense is going to be stronger than their offense. It's just if they get to that 5-1 point, it's just like all you have to do is win 2, right? So
Their offense is going to be better than their defense. You're on switch around.
I think. No, I think their defense is going to be better than their offense.
Oh, so you think?
I
Okay,
think
get what
that
you're saying. Never
St. Clair
mind. Yep, I
needs.
got you.
I think that St. Clair needs a substantial amount of rounds on defense because their offense isn't as strong as their Cafe defense. But I'd
sense.
still like to think their Cafe offense is better than any other map. Like I just think Cafe is
Cafe
their
is
best
their-
map by so much.
I think they're confident on this map, and looks like Bazdek's taking a super aggressive angle here. He's waiting for anyone to try and come in this front door, greet him with a nice smile in the gunfight. So interesting to see what we'll have. Jester sitting on this Monty again. Looks like they're just going to go for the same strat that worked the first time.
And I mean, I kind of agree with it if you're Barton here. The Monty just causes so much problems, and the Monty almost gathers like more intel than like any other character because he can sit there and walk through. Like once he's out of doorway, he can say, all right, there's one player here, one player here, one player here. I see them all, and I can see every single movement they make while they can't shoot me. So it's such a big character to gather that intel as well and defend your teammates. Like he always has players trailing behind him to try to like peek around his like shield a little bit and get some nice swings and stuff. But that's going to be Earthy actually tagged down here early. Could make things a little more difficult on BCC, but I don't think it's going to be a crazy concern for them moving forward. But as of now, 5v5 still in play. About a minute or so has been used, and I'm surprised Jester hasn't been more pushed up with a shield quite yet.
I think the key for playing with the Monty is you got to get rid of the roamer. So you know Vazdek's at least one player. I see actually maybe 2 roamers this time, but a lot of times you have to get rid of that roamer before you can move forward as Monty because of the the option of them shooting you from above, from below, from other angles, right? So if you're Monty, you need to know you're not going to get flanked, and your teammates aren't going to get flanked for you to be able to move forward with your shield. You have no way of defending yourself when you have that thing. So I think once they get a roamer, or if they do get a roamer, that's when the Monty becomes way more useful and will move forward a lot faster.
Yeah, and they always got to be cautious of that that Monty, like, pulling away his shield and shooting at you, too, like, right? Like, that's a concern. When you're not focused on him a whole lot and you're focused on a player behind him, it really makes it difficult there as well. But there's an opening pick, but Vazdex takes down the player behind the shield there. So now a 4-on-4, but Noxu is down as well. So here we go. Health is even for both sides right now, but 50 seconds is BCC's concern.
Yeah.
The Lurker is not dead.
They really need to push onto the site sometime soon. They need to. Oh, that's going to be
Beast
Jim
big frag.
Beast. The big frag there. We'll stop that plant for a second. Bomb won't be picked up by this Monty. Thugonomics is going to get Vazdex is going to take him down. It's going to be a 4v2 here. Just going to be Monty and Fuse. Can they get anything done here? The dynamic duo. Will they find a frag? Oh, that's going to be a pick for Archer. Will be 3v2. Oh, he's going to get another one. Rapid going down too. So 20 seconds. They're going to have to figure out a way to get on the site, though. This is going to be really hard. And it's like going to be 2 of them staring at each other. 13 seconds left. Looks like Vazdex doesn't want any of it. He's going to go for the no-scopes. Oh, Vazdex lives, and he goes for the knife. That's going to be it.
That was honestly, for a few seconds near the end, that was winnable. Like, that was definitely winnable for Barton. Considering the picks that St. Clair had early in that round. But a great first half for the Saints nonetheless. 100%. They do go 5-1 there in that one. Only needing 2 more to close this one through. And if you look at Vazdex here, you can see why the Saints are so lethal at Cafe. Vazdex and Gangstology, 20-4 combined with a 5.0 KD.
It's definitely a redemption game for Vazdex.
Yeah.
Definitely. He's looking so much more comfortable on this. So much better. And it just speaks volumes to, how do players play on different maps, and how do they?
Yeah,
how does
'cause
it affect your gameplay?
People have different roles on different maps too, right? Like Cafe, I see Vazdex as more of a lurker, roamer, can come through, find these frags. But when we look back on Oregon, it doesn't seem like it works as much for him, and that role should just play back, and they don't send someone out as aggressive as him. Play back a little bit more, play more conservative, and you kind of have to judge on what you should do on each map rather than what you should do in general. So let's see how things come through here. But St. Clair, as we were saying, only need 2 to close this one out. They are going to be on the attack here now, which means the tempo of the game is going to be in their hands. And they are going to be heading towards, I believe this is the 3rd floor?
Yeah, this is third.
Yeah.
So they'll be planting with Skylight up. And it looks like Jester is going to steal an idea from Vazdex here. He will make this his corner. We'll see if he can play it as effectively as Vazdex did. Vazdex sitting at 11-3 right now. He's just having the game of his life. Just absolutely dominating every facet of this map. And
well, that's going to be a cheeky spot if you can get it up there.
Oh, go for it again. Come on,
I'm
bunny
hyped
hop,
up
bunny
about
hop,
this.
bunny hop.
Yeah, there we go, Vazdex.
Nice, nice.
Okay, Vazdex. I got way too hyped up about that drone placement, but gotta have some fun here.
God.
So there we go. Saints, just as we were saying, now starting their attack. The preparation stage is over. They are looking to break through the roof. Gangstology sending his drone out here now. And this bar also actually shot it from side of Barton, so pretty interesting stuff to see there. But yeah, all the intel looking to get found here now. I think Gangstology sees some players. They're doing the exact same thing that Vazdex does. And the thing is will it work as well for BCC as it did for them? Oh my god! Oh my goodness! The aggressive peak! That's bad. Oh my, dude, he's an animal.
Like, he is an animal. I can't believe he won that gunfight.
And Urfi's tagged down half as well.
Thugonomics had every advantage in that gunfight, and somehow
like Vazdex is upside down. All right, Spider-Man, simmer
it.
down. Anyways, so here we go. Jester just still in a lethal spot, which makes this so winnable for Barton. Like, obviously it's winnable. It's still 5-on-4. But it makes it so much more winnable, I feel, just having Jester here in this position. It just makes him such a threat to St. Clair. So he will ultimately fall off a bit here because of some util that was coming through. And that will give an opening for St. Clair to actually push through a little bit here. Vazdex, this nade could be lethal.
Jaeger.
Doesn't look like... I feel like these players need to cook their nades a little bit more, but Noxu and Rapid go for a trade. And now it's a 4-on-3. Player advantage still in St. Clair's favor. Just different numbers.
Yeah, I think this corner, and the key was that he didn't have a Jaeger trap on that corner, whereas when St. Clair played it, Vazdex had a Jaeger trap, so when they try and flash him out or nade him out, he was able to just sit there, say, okay, I'm not going to get hit by these things, I'll be okay, and was able to stick it out. Whereas when Thugonomics was playing, Thugonomics was playing that corner, or Jester, they both had to clear out of that as soon as the nade came in.
Completely there. So now BCC under a minute, and they are, or sorry, St. Clair actually, they're on the offense now. So under a minute for St. Clair. They do still have this player advantage, so they can make a little bit more some riskier plays. I like that util coming through. JMP's going to be putting the diffuser down, but Jester stops that immediately. So now everybody from BCC knows exactly where this diffuser is and exactly where St. Clair has to push to go get it and make a play here. Jester's the player to watch right now to be the case for Barton. Some shots through the bar, not going to connect onto him though, and Vazdex will find Urfi, so it does help out the side of St. Clair, but not a lot of time still. And that's a great spot for Vazdex. He does find one there. Now a 3-on-1. The bomb is more open to grab. Salty Archer and a shotgun trying to save the day. Not going to be easy. Diffuser not going down quite yet. It's actually not retrieved. There it goes. St. Clair now going to have it. Noxy going to be planting it, but a Salty Archer gets aggressive. Will find that plant. Not going to be the case. He does find Gangstology though, but that diffuser does go down. So now it's all up to Salty Archer. Time is of the essence here for him, and he does actually get a little bit of util put onto him here early. Does get spotted out. Salty Archer a one-shot. He finds Vazdex though. This might be this is a one-on-one essentially at this point in time, because there's no way Vazdex is getting rezzed in this position. But Noxu has such an upper hand health-wise.
It's going to be a tough one here. Lion versus the Smoke. Who is going to win this one with a Lion Roar or the Smoke prevail? We'll see. Looks like Noxu just going to hold this angle. He's not going to. He's waiting for the Diffuse. Diffuse is going to go down here. He will get shot out here. He did try shooting from the bar, but he's not going to make contact. Diffuse is still going down.
There we go.
And there
Noxu.
it is.
Yeah,
finally,
so, wow.
Noxu.
I was getting concerned for a second.
That was a close one. That was definitely a close one. A really good try by Salty there, but Noxu just getting the shots off at just the right moment.
I wish we had those cams up like 5 seconds early. I just want to hear everybody like,
goodness.
Noxu to the left.
Hey, pros don't fake. Pros don't fake.
Like, man, like, I just like, wish I heard those comms.
Oh.
Like when you're in a position like that, you know the Discord goes going crazy. Like, screaming from everywhere. Nox is like, I'm trying, guys, I'm trying. But it's
see the
gonna
whole
be...
team standing up and shoot. Pros don't fake. Pros don't fake.
So yeah, St. Clair Saints now at match point 6-1. BCC are in a situation now where they have to win 5 in a row to force overtime. Both 6 picks getting used, one for an ace and one for a vigil. What are your opinion on this one, John?
I think the ace is really good, obviously, in so many situations. Allows you to stand back a lot more and play the detonations a lot more effectively. But I should just say, Vazdex is just popping off on this. He got 2 more frags in that round. It just looks so good and so much more comfortable here in map number 3.
Yeah, you can just definitely tell where their map pool strengths are and where their map pool weaknesses are. Like, you see this and you watch this, even if they lose a round, like the one round they lost to Barton, it still looked fairly organized from St. Clair, where the rounds they lost to Barton over on Oregon just looks sloppy.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference here. And I like to talk, like, I feel like the map pool is something that's going to make or break the Saints season. I'm going to be completely honest, because if you can't improve on those, on us, like at least like a good pool of maps that will make it through ban and protect, is definitely going to be an issue. But they have a whole semester to work with before, you know, playoffs actually get started and whatnot. So
Lots of time.
lots of time and
Just week number 1. You got a lot of time left to work on it.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing we got to highlight here is it is week number 1. So, you know, this one going to map 3 isn't as much of a concern as it could be, you know, maybe later in the season. But so far, here we go. It's going to be St. Clair looking to do this one more time and get out of here. But yeah, Jam Beast can try to get some intel with his drone here, hopping through that window. And I think he will spot out a player or 2, possibly. He's just kind of roaming the floor above the bombs right now to see where players are playing above. Because we have Jester above here in storage room. And, you know, you just want to get that knowledge because there's obviously, you know, 2, 3, 4 players from Barton are going to be on that floor with the rest of the bombs, but there's always going to be a roamer, and to spot out the roamer with your drone is always the goal, and they do just that. Jester will get spotted here now, and that is a big amount of intel for Vazdex.
Yeah, he did have his ability.
Oh my god! And that's why the drone is so big.
That's definitely a really devastating shot there from Vazdex onto Jester. It does mean it's a 5v4.
He's so aggressive.
And
I love it.
He's gonna play over roof here. He's gonna get himself a spot, and most likely he's just gonna chill on that 3rd floor until they decide they want to move, or 2nd floor, until they decide they want to move on site. So he will be pretty comfortable here at 5v4. The Saints looking to try and close this one out.
Rapid has a player right below him here on the other side of these stairs. No peek gonna come through though. Probably smart for no peek to actually come through there from him, as they do still have that player advantage. So you don't want to really give that up too easily. Vazdex is really opening up a lot of the site, but Noxu gonna get tagged down, but he also takes I'm a Toaster to pretty much one shot by anything. And now that will definitely favor Noxu here in this one. So 5v4 still in effect here. Thugonomics still looking for something up top. Gangstology taking down Toaster. That was the weak player now down. Big pick indeed. Under a minute remaining. Vazdex finds one. JMV's going to go down though. So now it's a 2-on-4. But that's a big pick for Thugonomics. But Vazdex will find Archer. So now a 1-on-3. So difficult in Thugonomics. This health is going to be a concern of his for sure.
The diffuser is there though. He sees the diffuser along the edge. Oh, it's going to be 1.
Okay, Gangstology is able to trade it out. Your St. Clair Saints will take the series 2-1 over Barton Community College. But I will say, shout out to Barton. I was not anticipating that. If you go back to the very beginning of the map and told me my predictions right now, I'd be slapping me across the face.
Yeah.
But yeah, St. Clair going to come on top, takes this one 2-1. But Barton really proved themselves today, and I'm definitely going to remember their school here now moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. And I think,
oh my God, look at the style from Vazdex quick, sorry.
Yeah. The experience for Barton, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, you look at the guys from St. Clair and you look at the guys from Barton and you say St. Clair, so much more experience, so much higher mechanics, talent-wise. And Barton got a map off of them. And in map 1, there was so many rounds, too, where they were up. And obviously, like we said, a lot of clutch coming out of St. Clair. But it didn't matter because Barton was just there to match them.
Yeah, Barton was definitely there indeed. Now, one thing, if you are Barton here, I think, actually, not even Barton, both teams, of course, just winding that map pool a little bit. Barton looked a lot stronger on Oregon than they did on most other maps, and Oregon was definitely Barton's pick here. St. Clair's not going to be picking Oregon, so yeah,
so.
Barton's pick was going to come through as Oregon there, and the only map they did take was their map pick, where St. Clair got their map pick and the decider. So that's going to work out a little bit different. So Barton got to work on their map pool a little bit here now. St. Clair got to work on Oregon specifically right now. I feel like is a big thing because Oregon's not always going to be something that you can get out of the pool right away. So you got to be working on that. You got to lock it down as best as you can here. So we'll see if that can work out there from them. Just a bunch of work on maps here. Obviously, St. Clair just trying to maybe tighten up some things here on, maybe some of the other maps. Cafe, I feel like should be the kind of the last thing that St. Clair touches right now. They look really strong on that. Obviously, you want to be really good on your best map, but they're already so good on it right now. I think they can give it a little bit of time away from Cafe and move on and work on some other stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And I think overall, Barton's still pretty dominant on Oregon. And like I said, there was a couple times they definitely could have won those rounds, but St. Clair, the experience, the skill, just outmatched them in those gunfights and was able to take advantage of it. And the executes are really good too. I think their bomb placement, obviously, most times it was done by eliminations, but there was a couple good plants. They had a lot of really good post plant, especially on Clubhouse. They looked really good on post plant. So I think that's something that they can definitely be proud of, and something that, they don't really need to touch so much on. Maybe like you said, just work on Oregon or ban it, whatever you decide to do. But yeah, definitely something to look forward to working on.
So, just a quick little recap. Saints going to win 2-1 over Barton there in their first NJCAAE match here, and starting off with a 1-0 record in their season opener, of course. And good stuff overall. I mean, hey, would have voted for a 2-0 if you are from the side of St. Clair there, but 2-1 doesn't really matter too much.
Still a win.
Yeah, still a win at the end of the day. You're still 1-0 at the end of the day. So good stuff there from the Saints. Good stuff from Barton, definitely coming through and surprising us Saints. And now, moving forward to a little bit of things I'd like to talk about here. Moving forward to close us out for this evening, as it has been a nice little long evening here for us in our six. So now, running through those things, shout out to our sponsors, because we would not be able to do it without them. I know I said that there at the beginning of the stream, but if you're just tuning in, welcoming our new sponsor, Crunchyroll. You guys can get a 14-day premium trial for free at crunchyroll.com/Saints. Crunchyroll essentially going to be the Netflix of anime. So if you guys are interested, like I was just saying, get a 14-day premium trial for free, crunchyroll.com/Saints. Moving on with the rest of our sponsors here, we have Tim Hortons, Subway, the St. Clair SRC, St. Clair College Alumni, and the St. Clair College Alumni Association. And they all help us so much, doing everything for us for the production side of things, and just really being a huge help. So thank you to all of them for helping us over here on them. Bill Ben giving up his hearts there. And so big help. Thank you to them. Thank you to you viewers as well. We would not be able to do it without you guys, and I know you guys motivate myself and most likely John as well to come here and cast
the reason we love this.
Let's
so
go,
much.
yeah. So we're here, yeah. So thank you guys to you guys as well. It really makes our night, and really is big. And now, if you guys are here watching, if you're interested in some nice Saints apparel, like the jacket I got on right now, you guys can head over to acquire.ca/Saints to get anything you need Saints merch-wise. We got t-shirts, jackets, jerseys, hoodies, crew necks, hats, face masks. I mean, probably more. I got to go back and refresh my memory. But acquire.ca, everything looks so clean, professionally done, very comfy, and great prices. And you got to support your Saints, best of all. So if you guys are interested, acquire.ca/Saints to get your merch now. So with that, though, that will be slowly wrapping us up. One thing I would like to mention is Thursday we will be back here. No broadcast tomorrow, so sorry for everyone looking to come tune in. But Thursday we'll be back with some Overwatch. I believe 7 p.m. start time. Yes, I just got confirmation on that. So 7 p.m. Overwatch, and that will be NECC? NACE. All right, so we're going to be playing NACE Overwatch here at 7 p.m. Thursday. So tune in for that one if you're interested. If not, we'll be back with more R6, I believe, either the Friday or the following week. So lots of R6 coming on this channel as well. No concerns for you guys there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Big St. Clair win over Barton Community College, 2-1, starting off 1-0 in the NJCAAE. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside John Billabang. Zwedima.
Nice.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night.